Hello, and welcome. Hello. Well, this is a bit strange now. I need to check and make sure that everything
It's a
looks.
host.
Thank you. Everything looks fine on the stream. Hopefully, everybody's in their box. I think I might have to be a little bit small. A little bit. I'm just shuffling along a bit. Oh, did you want to? You're all right with your green screen like that. I might actually put my I might take my green screen off like that. That's better. Yeah, we'll be like that. So we've got everybody. Is everybody in the right place with the right name and token next to you? Can you just check that, guys, if you're watching the stream? I think you are. I think everybody's in the
Yes.
right
Yep.
place.
Yeah.
Everybody's at various degrees of height. I never. Big, do you actually drop your chair on purpose? Just to
No, I just tilted the camera.
Oh, you just tilt the camera just to get it
It's
right.
absolutely fine to me.
Look at this. Summit just said, look at this dream team. Yes. Yes. And welcome, Rocket Angel. Welcome. Thank you for coming along and watching. And thank
More
you
of
to
a
everybody.
nightmare than a dream.
Thank you. Yeah, it will be, I tell you. Thank you to everybody who's coming along and watching tonight. Welcome to episode. Please tell me it's episode 13.
13, I believe, yeah.
13 it is.
Unlucky for some.
It's their episode 13.
Episode 13 we are. Who knows what could happen on episode 13? There is no knowing what will actually happen in tonight's session at all. So we have got a new member of the party. Rocket Angel says good luck to you all. I think she realizes that you will need it. We have got a new member tonight, and to start off with, I just like to go round the party to just make sure that we are aware of who everybody is and what character they are playing. So we're going to start off with Sprocketeer, because you're right there up at the top.
Yeah, I'm first rate. Hi, I'm
and then we're going to go down. We'll go down. Oh, sorry, somebody's telling me that the mic's low. Let's up my volume.
Just everybody start shouting and that'll do it.
No, just mime. That'll throw them off.
We'll see. I've turned me up a bit, so it should be fine. It should be fine. Right. Okay then. So let's go round. And we'll introduce Sprocketeer, then Clout, then Big, then Flat, and then the new member, Cryptex. Off you go, Clout. Sprocketeer first.
Sprocketeer.
Hi, I'm Sprocketeer. I am playing Tenariel, a third level Wood Elf cleric. She's young, naive, thinks she's quite pious, but probably isn't as pious as she thinks she is. She sees signs from her gods everywhere. They're not usually signs from her gods, though. It's all in her mind. And she's famous for falling asleep during combat. I think that sums her up.
Is that falling asleep from lack of hit points or?
Yes.
I'm Clutadin. I play Rurik, the sleeping dwarf. He's a sorcerer. He doesn't help against bandits.
Excellent. Okay.
Me? I am Big Beastie. I play Bazooka. He is a rock gnome fighter from the land of Rocky Gnomes. And fighters. Yes.
Cool. Excellent. And Flat.
Hello everyone, my name is Flat Battery. I play the character called Julius. I can't even say his name anymore.
You think I had problems with this?
He's a half-elf paladin level 3, and he worships the goddess Anisha, the Lady of the Glade, and he's not that bright.
Excellent, thank you. And Cryptex, off you go.
Hi, I'm Cryptex. I'll be playing Ereval. He's a elven wood elf ranger. Very gruff. Spent most of his life avoiding people and civilization, but that's about to change.
Excellent, and very nice tattoos you have as well. Kind of, not you yourself, Cryptex, but your character. I really liked it on your character. Cool. Okay then, guys. You'll be pleased to know that I have actually created a new D&D intro for tonight. Can I just say, Cryptex, before we go any further, that I didn't have a picture of you. So, and if you see the pictures on today's intro, if you would like to change them, then if you just send me one in Discord, I can quite easily flip them in so you can see them. We can change them. Okay then, so for everyone, both on the stream and all the players, here is the new intro for Dungeons and Dragons.
Such a lovely picture.
There you go. There you go.
What happened to the music?
The music might have stopped at the end because I wasn't listening to it, so I just had to switch.
Hear any at all?
Oh,
Inward,
we had music.
Were you force choking yourself in your picture?
Yeah, well, in the Discord channel, somebody said somebody wanted a selfie thing, and so I took a picture of a selfie, and for some unknown reason, I had my hand round me. And it was only till I posted it that I suddenly thought, what? Why did I have my hand?
Did you have a sore throat?
No, I didn't have a sore throat or anything. It was just like, why am you probably noticed that often I put my hand here and rest my hand here on my shoulder, often this hand, but apart from that, I have no idea. Okay, guys, let's make a start. What I'm planning on doing, guys, is going for about an hour and a half and then having a break. And then, so if you need to do anything, please try to hang on until then, and then we can have an official break, and then we'll have a good 10 minutes and then come back later on. So, if you remember, if you've been following the Brigadoon campaign, you will know that the party has been through a number of different adventures, from killing spiders to being attacked by ravens. They've been hacked away with husk zombies. They've battled against goblins, and they've fought fish or frogmen, and killed and also managed to purify a water elemental. And at the same time, they have changed somewhat, and there's only two of the original party still around, Bazooka and Rurik. You are the only two original members. Everybody else has fallen by the wayside. So I'm down to two. So episode 13. Guys, roll who wants to be odd and who wants to be evens. This is the question. Okay, so after
I'm always odd.
Yeah, I've killed you once. I've killed you once, Julie, so I don't need to kill you again. So you have successfully brought the bandits to justice after managing to defeat them at their attack at a local farmstead, and following them back through the forest to their hideout, where you managed with both spells and weapons to defeat the gang, including a wonderful bless spell by Julius that actually seemed to have a completely reversed reaction on Bazooka completely. And I've never seen so many bad rolls from the gnome. Actually, I have. Actually, that's a lie. Yeah, yeah. Ignore that.
It definitely blessed
Started my whole campaign of doing bad rolls.
Yeah. So you have come back to the town of Clarion, which, if you remember, is a nice town on the sort of like the lakeside where the majority of people sort of like hang out. And you are well known in this area now. You have prestige. You have the ability to order food at half the cost in the tavern because he is thinks you're so fantastic. And Bazooka, even every now and again, he even lets you stand on the table for a short period of time. Okay. I'm just going to move you all, guys, to the tavern. You should be in the tavern now.
Am I right in saying that this is the first time that we play with the new
paid style of Roll20?
lightning of stuff? Yeah,
it certainly is. This will be your first encounter of Roll20's My Pro account. So be prepared, and you will need your sound up, by the way. So if your sound is down from here, then make sure your master volume or your volume is turned up so you can actually hear what's happening in Roll20, because you will need it. No Chugga, there'll be no space combat. So you've sort of like got together, and while you're sort of like finishing off your evening meal one night, you are approached by Tenariel, by a friendly faced wood elf that you recognize as a wood elf. Julius, you recognize as a wood elf as well because you're half elven. We're not too sure which half you are. Don't forget, Bazooka and Rurik, the tavern does have high chairs, so you are fine. You can actually reach the table. You know, that's not a problem at all. And can you, Bazooka and Julius, can you just join everybody? I don't know whether or not you've had a fallout or anything, but can you join the rest of the party? Oh, in between, there was plenty of other places.
I was just explaining to Julius, please don't come round with your religious verb on me again.
Yes. So it is while you're just finishing off your lovely meal that seems to be some kind of mutton dumpling stew with various chopped up tubers, i.e. carrots and parsnips, and some light ale, that you are introduced to the new character, the new party member, who has, after hearing your exploits across the land or just round Clarion, has decided that to venture with you, and with open arms you have welcomed the new member into your party, since the mysterious druid Ashenik has somehow disappeared, probably turned into a scribble, and dashed off into the forest to find his nuts. So,
he is one with nature.
I will let you guys decide and introduce yourself and introduce your party and get acquainted with each other.
Do I still have some of my barrel of beer?
It depends how much you've been drinking it. Knowing your Rurik, you probably got about 2 glasses left after a couple of nights. So, but that's fine.
I'll pour one for me and one for a rabble.
Okay, some fine
It's good
wine.
It's good to have another party member. We lost our druid from our party. It's good to have someone from the forest.
Well, from the nature of your tales, it sounds like you need some more assistance.
We might have a few needs for in certain areas.
Indeed.
mission. Especially when the beast still prowls out in the woods somewhere.
For those people new to the stream, Julius actually has. We have never decided quite whether or not Julius is actually pursuing and hunting a beast, or whether or not the beast is hunting Julius. But basically, every now and again, it comes very close, does it not? And you hear the howls throughout the evening.
Every night keeps me awake.
Plus, you share a room with Bazooka, which probably contributes to the fact as well.
Oh, he's a hell of a snorer. Jesus. Yeah, can't get to sharp.
Tell us, Saravol, from where do you hail?
My village is quite a long ways from here. I prefer not to speak too openly about what happened.
That's fine.
I lost quite a few of my clan, and it's still very difficult for me to discuss.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I hope it wasn't the beast that I seek that caused all the trouble.
How long have you been tracking this beast?
For about 2 years now, back where I remember. Have you
ever tracked anything before? It's an awfully long time not to find one's quarry.
He is very intelligent. It seems like he's always one step ahead of me. Wherever I go, although he's there.
What's the accent?
It went from Julius the Paladin to some sort of southern Somerset.
My other character in another D&D game is actually has a Cornish accent. I'm trying not to use it.
Especially when Cornish is around.
I know. He was in my channel today. It's rubbed off on me already.
Cool.
I too suffered loss, Araval, many years ago.
Then you know the pain of that, and it's unfortunate.
Indeed. I come from the Shava Forest. Basically the home of the Wood Elves. Though I haven't been there for some time.
Also, my mother was one with the Wood Elves. When my father came along and they coupled together, produce this story. Sorry, state in front of you. One of my tasks is to find my father that's out in the world somewhere, and hopefully meet up with him and see where he is. Do you know the lady of the glade by any chance? My goddess. I have never been there, but I hear her temple is around the area of the Wood Elf realm.
I have not.
Are you in the stream?
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, he is.
More patrons enter the tavern behind us.
Are they bringing us more beer?
Miss, more beer. Drinks.
Big,
Baby.
big. If I need to quickly turn your cam off, give me plenty of warning, please, because you're on a different screen. I might have to quickly move you across.
It just like a big shutter comes down his webcam.
Yeah.
It's like I don't.
A curtain from the theater comes down.
Yeah, it's like occupied.
Do you have any news from home, Araval?
I do not. I have not been back or heard anything in quite some time. It's honestly something that I've put behind me many years ago.
How long have you been on the road from since you left your abode?
Since I was a child. It's been about 30 years.
So we might come from the same area. Unfortunately, I don't quite know where I'm really from, so we could
It would
be
be
neighbors.
difficult to ascertain our shared origins.
Unfortunately, yes, especially if that is the fate of the village. I'm
Do you have
very saddened to say and to hear such punitive measures that came down on in that village, and the bad consequences may her Lady Anisha bless all of the families and all involved.
Keep your Anisha to yourself.
Julius, do you have
I
anything?
came from the mountain. That's it.
Say again?
Do
I
you
came
have-
from the mountain. That's it. I don't really want to talk about it.
Yes, we can smell the mountain on you.
So what brings you here?
In point of fact, this is the first time I've spoken with anyone other than animal companions for several years.
Bless.
Chosen to remain apart from any contact. But recent attack made me realize that I'm not able to continue on my own. I need assistance, it seems, just as much as the lot of you do.
We are pleased to have you accounted as one of our number.
Maybe you could help my friend Julius on this monster that's hunting him.
Indeed,
Indeed.
it seems in 2 years' time you would have gained at least some skill in tracking and understanding your prey.
We do have an understanding. We continue to do this merry dance at the behest of whoever holds the strings.
What is the nature of this beast, Julius?
Some has said that it is magically involved in some way, that can flit about very, very quickly from here to there, causing death and mayhem along its way. And that is also to say that all those who have seen it are not in our gracious presence of the living. So there is hardly to go on.
Well, such a creature should be dealt with, I think.
Indeed, indeed.
What has
Especially,
prevented you from finishing your quest?
I have found this merry band, and we have been quite busy helping those in need along our way upon my own personal quest that has paused my search of this creature, at least temporarily.
Well, hopefully we can bring its terror to an end.
Indeed, I hear that many adventurers have perished at the grass of this beast that causes so much harm.
It's really, everybody is very intent. You suddenly notice that you look around the tavern and it's quite empty. and even the barman who's normally behind the bar, sort of like washing up the pewter tankards, has actually left you to your own devices here. And you also notice that the only light, apart from your normal dark vision and elven sight, the only light is coming from a number of candles that are burning quite low now on the tables. You probably decide that it's time to get to bed and to get some rest. And the wood elves, you will meditate for your normal 4 hours, while the rest of you need that long rest to sort of like have, or ensure that you're all ready and prepared for the rest of the adventure. Can I just say at this point that I'm assuming that everything, you've healed up, you've got all your spells back, you're all ready to go on the adventure. So you don't need this long rest to be to that point, because you've been back at Clarion for for a number of days now. So we know that the current sleeping arrangements at the present moment in time is that I think Julius and Bazooka, you're sharing a room. Is that correct?
Yep.
And Rurik, you have your own room. Tenariel, you have your own room. And I'll try to... How do I say your name, Cryptex? Just say it to me.
Ereval.
Ereval.
Era.
Era. Hang on, I'm going to write it phonetically. Ereval. Got it. So
like aerosol.
yeah, I've written it phonetically.
I was going to go with the really long period of time and era. Era.
Oh, clever. So Ereval, you have your own room as well upstairs in the inn, and so you've been here sort of like one night already. So you sort of like get to the point when you sort of like think, oh, it's getting a bit late now, and that really and truly you should be heading off. When all of a sudden you hear quite a commotion outside, and almost like a piercing scream shatters the darkness, and you immediately jump to your feet and ready your weapons, and you can tell us what you would like to do.
So good night then.
Nothing going on here. I think it's time for bed.
I fling open the window after unlocking it. Before we went to bed, we made sure it was secure to make sure no assassins.
You're actually still in the main room down here, exactly where your characters are now.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I fling open the front door with my weapons.
Do you want to move your character then? The doors, yes. The doors over here. That's it. Okay.
Is it the only external door?
Yes.
Can't see all of the map. Oh, zoom out. There we go. Right.
Are there any windows along?
They are, but they're actually shuttered at the present moment in time. But you can open the door and you can see outside, and you can see that there's quite a few of the villagers actually running out of their rooms and out of their houses and heading down the street. I'll just draw it on with the ruler so you can see it. So like down this way.
I brush past Julius, with my attitude, like, get out of the way.
I blessed him along the way. No.
I take a spoon and I cast light on it.
Cool. Yeah. Absolutely fine. Okay, I'm going to move you guys to the next map. So hopefully...
Ereval would have unslung his bow, knocked an arrow, at least holding it in his hand, not drawn.
Excellent. So can everybody see the map?
Yeah. I'm guessing this is the front door here.
Correct. That it's actually one square up big. That's the front door. Yeah. Okay then. So what you can actually see, hang on, before you dash outside, let me just reveal what you can actually see. So this is what you can actually see. There's a number of people running by. This guy here is Lawrence. Can you remember Lawrence, the constable?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rather rotund man, and he's sort of like running towards you, and he's bordered by on either side by two of his guards who appear to be almost like protecting his rear, if that's sort of one for a better word. You notice here that you can see the street lamps out and about, so the place is quite well lit, and it almost like looks as if they've been lit on purpose quite recently, almost like in the turmoil that is pursuing these people round about, these people here. Please consider them as moving. They're not just stood there, they are moving. So that should give you an indication of that it seems to be the majority of the village is running away from an area up here. Okay, guys, do you all want to come out, or do some of you want to stay in the inn?
I'm coming out.
I'm coming out as well.
I'm coming out as well.
Okay,
Holding to the back of the group, maybe standing in the doorway, keeping an eye on the rest of them.
cool. So hang on, I'll just put the so that's the actual doorway there.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows where it is. You shouldn't be able to move it now. Okay,
Do I stay? I go now.
Lawrence comes up to you, and he ignores Rurik and Julius and Bazooka, and he looks at Tenariel and says, "Oh, fair maiden, do not come out! Do not come out! Let me protect you from the evil that is coming around this place."
What evil?
Constable, what evil?
He sort of like tries to almost like squeeze himself past Julius and Bazooka, even going sideways slightly, which you notice that his stomach sort of like brushes against your head, Bazooka, as he sort of like pushes his way, so he's almost like in front.
I've got his crotch in my face.
Yeah, in front of Tenera, and he's sort of like going, "Go back, fair maiden. Let me protect you from within the tavern. We need to be in the tavern. Let me protect you there."
I'll step aside and let him in.
He's with you. He doesn't want to go in by himself. He wants to take you in.
I'll go in with him then. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll lead him in.
Thank
Step
you,
out of the way. Eyeing him.
Erevol. Yeah. Do you wish to go back to the doorway?
Oop.
Yeah, I
I'm
pretty much.
going to stay where I am and look up the street, see if I can see anything coming towards us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do this.
Erevol, what do you want to do? Because you currently can't see what's happening outside from your. You can probably see what's happening down here, but
Right,
not
I was about
actually.
to step out the door, but I think Rourke is blocking where I was about
You
to
you can stand in the doorway. You can actually stand there. That's absolutely fine.
Okay.
You can look over me. I'm only 3 foot.
Yeah. Okay then. So you can see that as the people are sort of like running down away from the far end, there seems to be several sort of like hideous, half eaten, half decaying monsters coming down towards you. They seem to be sort of like almost like lumbering. Who just moved my
Lamppost.
my lamppost?
It's an,
alive.
So
It's an animated object.
can you see that picture?
Yeah,
Can you see the token? Okay,
he's up here. Yeah.
that is actually, you figure, some human flesh, some human body part. in its mouth, and you quite readily identify them, just as the label says, as probably some kind of ghoul or ghast or some kind of foul humanoid flesh-eating monster. They're not running, they're sort of like lumbering down the street towards
Do
you.
we know if there's where they're coming from?
Or
if
you-
there's like graveyard or
You do,
burial
yeah. Good question. You do know that this path leads up to Clarion's graveyard, which is like a rectangular stone-walled area, and that is. It's been there for quite a while, but these are running down towards us. So, guys, let's have some initiative. Now, you probably saw in my my post that we've been doing this slightly incorrectly. Let me just stop that.
Can I just turn around to Julius and say, look, there's too much stuff happening in this place. We need to move on.
Yeah.
Do you want me to bless you again?
No.
Okay. So just to let you just so you're aware. Let me just get my character sheet up for this.
There's a third one hiding in that building that we shouldn't see yet.
That is going. Okay, so basically, when you roll initiative, that initiative will stay for the whole of the combat, and we'll just keep rotating through it. We don't actually redo initiative at the end of every round. So for example, Rurik, you've got 13 now, so that's it.
I played before. Before Beaks, and that's it.
So the rest of you just need to click on your character and then hit your initiative, roll initiative, and then that's it.
Okay.
Well done. We got Julius in.
Sorry, do you want everybody? It's just I'm
Yeah.
inside, so I'm out of that.
Yeah, no, that's
Scene.
absolutely fine. Still roll it.
Yep.
Did I do mine wrong? I clicked on that initiative next to Whisper DM.
If you click on your character first on your token, and then if you go onto your actual character sheet,
I'll do it from the character sheet.
and then
It's the best place to do it.
click the initiative, it'll automatically populate my turn order.
Okay.
I clicked that button as well. Sorry. One sec.
Yeah, I like my first one better.
Oh dear.
Oh, come on.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. Okay then. So let's
Well,
You've got the
we
nat
know.
20.
say again. Sorry, me.
I said you've got the nat 20. Oh, you got the nat 20.
We know who's been praying to their chaos gods over the last few days.
Well, if you will venture into my world on the 13th episode, then what do you actually expect to happen? Let me just put this back on the map layer so you can't move it. Okay, guys. So first things up, let me just move this over to one side. Fantastic. So, first thing that will happen is that the ghouls, as they are, start to chase down the people who are in front of them. They've actually got movement of 30 foot. So this one quite nicely pounces on this one, and this one launches itself at the one on the back as well. So they sort of like lumber forward and just sort of like come up and grab them. They will then do their they'll do their attack. They'll do their bite attack into the villagers' necks as they do it. Oh, look who's rolling the naturals tonight. That's another one.
She hacks.
Oh,
Okay, I'm done.
I'm in the
Thanks.
mood for dancing, romance.
It will
Never
get
seen the DM get so
Ooh, I can't
excited.
really
Completely
stop
off
tonight.
PC 50 villagers.
And the constables just barred the door to the tavern to keep me.
All of a sudden, these ghouls just sort of like pull back the heads of the villagers and literally just sink their teeth into the villagers' necks. They actually let out this guttural scream that it starts off as a scream, but then slowly changes to be almost like a gurgling noise as the blood from the carotid artery actually fills up their mouths, and they spray this fountain of blood onto the floor in front of them, and both of them sort of like go limp and almost become prone in the hands of the girls. If it wasn't so bloody, it could almost like be seen as romantic. I say, just relax into that. Excellent. Okay then. So can you see now with the turn order, the ghouls have gone to the bottom, so they will slowly move back up again. And then if you cast any spells, I will put them in there so we can count the rounds as they go through. So you won't actually need to count how many rounds you still got to go, etc. Okay then, Tenariel, you are up.
I've got no idea what's happening outside.
Lawrence is going, I will protect you, fair maiden. I will protect you. He looks down and he's he's fiddling about with something in front of his stomach that you can't actually see. But then you look down and you can see that he's trying desperately to get his sword out. But the crossbar hilt, one of them is wedged underneath his stomach, and so it's causing him some issues. But you can see he's gradually getting redder and redder in the face, and he's started to perspire quite a lot.
I will try to urge him to sit down, and I'll try and find a bottle of ale or wine or something behind the bar.
Okay,
I'll tell him that, I need a drink to steady my nerves.
He says, I will get you. Sit down, fair maiden. Sit down. I will serve you wine. And he sort of like heads over. You do notice him pick up a bottle of wine, and he sort of like has a quick look round and then just goes like that and sort of downs half of it and then comes running back over to you. Okay, Rurik, you're up.
Could I roll a knowledge religion to see if I heard a story about ghouls?
Yeah. What would you like to know about them? If you tell me what you would like to know, then I can...
If they have a weakness or something that we must like be careful of.
Holy water. I plenty of that.
Turn around and say, have you not seen The Walking Dead?
The rumours has it that ghouls of undead nature are absolutely unstoppable. They are, rather than having weaknesses, you do know with a roll of 18 that they probably have no weaknesses. And if anything, they're actually immune to a whole load of attacks. And, when you see a ghoul, there's only one thing to do. And that is run.
Oh, I was going to dance.
Rurik, do you want to use any of your movement?
Yes, I would like to go inside. And I say, fuck that, I'm bound.
So,
I'm out.
This work is done.
Ereval, you sort of like go. All of a sudden, you see this dwarf heading towards the tavern door, and you sort of like move out the way as he just sort of like comes through you. You can actually move through friendly people as long as you don't end up in the same square. So that's absolutely fine. Okay, Ereval, it's up to you. What would you like to do? So
see why you lot needed so much help.
Yep.
Yeah,
right.
Because someone's evil.
I'm gonna move through B to route here.
Okay, so just move yourself. Yeah, just move yourself back. So if you can,
okay,
just move
you want
yourself.
me to just ping where I want to move?
No, well you can do it by the if you use the arrow. Can you see the ruler tool?
Yes.
So you can actually show yourself where you're going to move to, and then to make sure. So what's your normal movement rate?
35.
35. So actually coming through these people will actually be like going through difficult terrain. So it'll be double the amount. So if you sort of like measure from where you are to sort of like I'll ping it. Hang on, I'll ping it for you. To here, and then just double that. So that would be like 32 movement.
32.
Yeah. And then you can just move yourself there. That's not a problem.
Okay. Back to the arrow so I can move myself.
Yes, just go back to it. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, cool.
Now, if I wanted to make like a perception check, is that an action or a bonus action?
It depends what
scanning
you
the
want to
area.
do. So you basically you can move and then do an action, and then there's bonus actions that you can do. So you still actually have your action. So
Right.
you can actually say loose an arrow now, if you so desire, or you can. It depends what you want to look at. It's a bit like with Rurik. If you wanted to closely scrutinize these ghouls, then that would actually be your action. But if it's just to check that there's no ghouls down here,
Yeah, just kind of scanning that alley before I shift my attention back to the two.
yeah. So as you go around the corner on a bonus action, there's nothing down there that you can see at all.
Okay. Quick question.
Yeah.
The two are slightly off the grid. Are they within 5 feet of each other?
The what sign?
The two ghouls, are they within 5 feet of each other? Because they're slightly off the grid.
Yeah. So you can probably see they're sort of like 10 foot apart at the moment. So they're just on separate. They consider them to be 1 square apart. Are you taking a shot?
Yes, but I wanted to see if my Horde Breaker would work. It's take another attack if they're within 5 feet or 1 square of each other.
Okay, yeah. Well, they're definitely within 1 square, because otherwise this ghoul would have to be there to be out of the square. So that's absolutely fine. They're in 1 square. So just link what you're doing so I can see it if possible. Is it on your character sheet?
Yes.
Oh yeah, for each. So the only reason I asked you to do it, I can see it, but it also lets the streams see it as well. So once on each of your turns, when you make a weapon attack, you can make another attack with the same weapon against a different creature. That's in. Yeah, fantastic. So you can loose off 2 arrows. The
Absolutely.
first one in the first ghoul, and then you'll pivot slightly, angle the bow slightly, and let loose the other one. Cool, go for
That's
it.
the plan. All right, so this one will be on the left.
20. Yeah, that's a nice hit.
Good hit, Legolas.
That's what we're going for here. All right, so should I do damage for that?
Yeah, so
first?
so if you just click the longbow underneath.
Nope, that was another attack.
Yeah, well, both of those attack hit. So just click the word where it says longbow in the chat. In the actual chat, that will then do. So that's 5 piercing damage on one of them, and 5 on the other one.
Yeah, so absolutely arrow, full Legolas style, loose an arrow, embed in the first one, quickly pull the second one from my quiver, let fly on the second one.
Yeah, cool. With a slight angle of the bow just to hit them, and with those shots, you totally miss the villagers. You know, I mean, even at a disadvantage, you're just peppering it into them like anything. So, guys, can you, just so I know that I've set it up right, can you actually see the health bars of the ghouls?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
No.
So, next question. Can you hit the arrows that you just fired with your next group of arrows?
that would be impressive, wouldn't it?
Come on, Bloodwind Hood.
Go for the golden carrot.
I can see 1 health bar. There. No.
Oh yeah, I can see him now.
Can you see them both now? Yeah, cool.
Holy crap! That was 5 points of damage.
Yep. I don't know what you mean by oh crap, Big. Whether or not you're thinking that's a lot, or I'm going to. Perhaps you need to go back inside with Rurik as well.
Yeah, I'm
We
thinking
did
if
that
that,
about 4 times. It might be okay.
if he knew something and he's running away, perhaps we should all be backtracking.
I just
If I was
remember.
a bard, I'd be inspiring courage right now.
Yes, that would have been cool actually. Sorry, I forgot to add the guards. So I've just rolled their initiative, but they got a 1, so they'll be going last.
That's appropriate.
In any case. So, right, okay then. Well done. You might have some competition here, Bazooka. Julish, you are up. What do you wish to do?
I cast Bless.
Oh no, Dash!
On myself, Bazooka.
No.
And
just link it up in the chat for me, please, so stream can see it as well.
This is going to work this time. It's going to work.
No, I warned you about this before.
So I'm assuming that your longsword isn't actually drawn.
I put it away temporarily to cast a spell.
Fantastic. So this is your action. So all of a sudden,
And I move.
yeah,
I'll just move it in a sec.
yeah. Tell me what you would like to do.
I hold on. So they move 30.
Now, how do you cast the spell? Tell me how you cast the spell.
I put my long sword away. I've got a little pouch I've got a few pouches around my belt buckle, and I bring out a certain one that has a vial of holy water. It's got a few vials in there, and I pray. I pretty much go to one knee, pray to Anisha. It's like, may you protect us in this battle, mistress, of all that you can to do your divine will. I break it over my head, and I flick it in the direction of Bazooka and Errol.
I turn around and give him a dirty look.
Okay, you should
Holy water.
you should see on your on the turn order now, Julie. Just underneath you, it says blessed 10. Can you see that? So every time we get up to you, I'll increase that. I think it lasts for 1 minute that you have to concentrate on. So just to remind you that one turn, one combat round lasts for 6 seconds. So 10 of those will take us up to the minute. So, but please remember that you're concentrating on it. So if you get hit, then you need to do that DC 10 Constitution roll to avoid breaking the concentration on it. Excellent. Have you moved? Sorry.
Yes, I've moved to the appropriate place out of their movement range.
Okay, Bazooka, you are up.
Okay, so these are the guards here, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm gonna maneuver myself in between, and I'm just gonna ready myself for an attack. If and when they attack, I'm gonna hopefully strike first.
You mean if the ghouls attack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
So I
come
didn't know whether or
charging,
not you meant the ghouls or the guards. So if the ghouls come and attack you, you're ready in your attack. That's brilliant. Okay then. Let me just move my things up there. So these are the guards. These guards turn round and start to usher away the people off the map down here, which I'm going to take them off for ease. And so they're sort of like down here out the way, almost like protecting the retreat. So they're out of the way. Okay, so now, can you see now we're still in combat. We're up to 22, so we're going through everybody's again. So first thing that happened, these ghouls take another chomp down on these villagers.
Are they considered grappled at this point?
So I'm getting advantaged on my rolls, for my ghoul rolls at the moment. So you can see. So they chomp into these villagers, and you can hear their teeth are actually now chomping more on bone rather than flesh. And there's almost like that clicking sound, as they chomp away. And you can see that the villagers' heads are totally exposed. You can see that there's blood pulsing out of their arteries and bubbling up through windpipes. And at the end of this round, they both ghouls have another chomp on it, and then they automatically just drop these villagers and sort of like look around and sort of like let out a guttural roar at you people. Okay, meanwhile, back in the inn where the party is happening, Tenariel, you are having wine with...
I'll laugh at his jokes and pretend I'm being entertained. No. Is Rurik inside?
Yeah, he's actually behind the bar helping himself to ale, I think. Is that right, Will?
Yeah, so this is going to be my last one. I might as well.
Told you I'm in the wrong spot.
What's going on outside, Rurik?
There's ghoul. Are you skillful against those undead?
I've never tried it before. I should go outside and
There's
try,
always
shouldn't I?
a first time for everything.
I'll stand up and run to the...
Okay, so you can have your movement, and then so you can now see what's happening outside. So you'll be able to react now at your next time you come around.
Yeah.
Okay. You do notice that Lawrence sort of like comes with you and says, "No, stay in. Do not go outside." And he sort of like attempts to pull out his weapon again, and actually manages to undo it. He sort of like twists it a bit, and then rather than going, most people go like that. He sort of like goes like that. It drops on the floor, and he picks it up, and you notice that it's a short sword, and he's actually holding it with both hands like this, and he's sort of like stood next to you, and you could probably move through the door, but you'll have to give him a slight shove to one side as you go through.
I would like to ask him when it all dies down. When was the last time he actually saw his short sword?
Yeah, precisely. Rurik, you are up.
He's just finishing off his beer. It's all right.
Oh, he's just finishing off your beer. Cool. Do you wish to do any action?
The amber liquid flows from the bottle into the mug in slow motion.
I will go back outside and I will protect the...
Okay, you've got a bit of a problem now because you've got both Tenariel and Lawrence in the doorway.
Yeah.
And Lawrence is quite a rotund man, and I think as a dwarf, you're quite rotund as well.
Yeah.
So you probably, what I would suggest that you do is you just delay your action until they move out, and then you can move out after them.
Is there a window in?
They are, if you remember, but they're all boarded up. So you can take this your action to unboard one. So I'll put the nearest. There's actually one. Let me just draw it on for you. There's actually one here. One here. There's not one here, but there is one here.
I will unboard the window.
Okay. So you're on board and you look out and you can see this. You can just see the top of Bazooka's head because he's just sort of like outside. Okay.
He's looking out the window. One arm behind his back. One beer can.
Oh, he's got his sickles out. He's ready to attack. Okay. Eravol, off you go.
Is the ghoul's attention still seem to be on their victims, or has they shifted?
No, they've looked up and they're sort of like howling at. But to be honest with you, they seem to be howling sort of like in this direction rather than in your direction.
So paid no attention to what I just did to them.
No, because they probably didn't even feel it, because if you remember, they had their mouths down on the villagers when you peppered them. So you could probably get another 2 shots off.
All right, let's do that. Go left or right again.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, 20 hits it. 10 points down. Left to right, did you say? Oh, wow.
Sweet.
It's those hacks he was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, so it doesn't really matter which one you go for because they're
Yeah, I still declared left or right.
yeah, so that's fine.
And then just to use part of my movement, I'm going to move 1 square back into the alley.
Cool. Yeah. Do
In
you
case they do decide to pay attention to me after that?
do you wish to attempt to hide? Because as a wood elf, you do have that ability, don't you?
Right, not trying to hide. I'm actually trying to draw their attention.
Okay,
I was
excellent,
easy to
cool.
Draw out, but if they follow me, then the rest can get behind them and we can flank them.
Nice.
I like it.
Julius.
I take out my short sword, my long sword.
Yeah.
It's bigger than a short sword with much more uses, and I won't be able to get into their range.
You probably can move, then ready your attack.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
So you can probably move, say, here or even here.
I was actually thinking here.
Okay.
So if they do come towards me, and they do try and attack me, then it'll do a delay action, so Evil can do his business with his awesome shooting.
Yeah, well, he's going to react after the ghouls in any case, because the ghouls are on 22. So.
And I ready myself.
Yeah, so are you readying yourself? If a ghoul comes towards you, you're going to...
Give it a swack.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay, so this... can you see your bless now goes down to 9?
Yep.
Okay, Bazooka, you're up.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold my ground and do the same thing.
Okay, then. And then we're back. The guards stand their ground here. This guy does move over slightly because he sees Lawrence in the doorway, and this guy sort of like comes in. They're sort of like quite impressed with the fighting stances of you guys, and they're sort of like, even though you can see that they're literally shaking, they almost like take inspiration from you, and sort of like even though you didn't bless them, Julius. Who was the other creature?
Bazooka, Julie, myself, and Evil, Errol.
Oh right, okay then, yeah. So he didn't need the actual 1d4 for his roll. No, that's cool. Okay then, so let's have now we move on to the ghouls. So this ghoul will naturally just charge what appears to be some kind of holy order knight. So as it gets towards you, then you get your attack on it.
Sweet.
Because you readied it the last round.
Yep. It's going to plan, guys, until it finishes. There we go.
No,
Nice.
that hits. That hits.
It's going to plan, guys.
Oh wow!
There we go.
So as it comes towards you, it sort of like lumbers towards you, and just as it opens its mouth to launch itself at you, you just quite neatly bring your long sword round and just slice it almost like across its throat, dealing the similar to their bite that they did on the villagers, and you just like slice it through. There's a bit of putrid blood and the stench of decay as its throat opens up and it collapses, twitching slightly down on the ground.
Sweet.
Hey, you got 2 kills.
Finally.
And the other ghoul comes towards you, Bazooka. Bazooka, you actually have advantage because this guard next to you is actually helping you.
Oh, cool.
Can you see? So he's right next to you, and he would have declared it last round because I said that he was standing alongside you, so he's actually supporting you. So you get advantage on this roll.
Okay.
Or rolls, because you get 2.
Yeah, I get 2. So with my right hand, I come.
You can add 1d4, because aren't you blessed?
Yeah. Yes.
I am blessed.
For now.
Now, yeah.
Okay, first attack misses, even with advantage.
Right, Barry, we need to talk.
Hey, just make your first one hit. That's all you need to do.
That was my first one.
Oh, second one certainly does hit. So do some damage for me.
Okay. He moves slower than what I thought. So my first hit, I misjudged the swing and literally whizzed right by him. The second one, as he's coming close, I swipe down across his jaw area.
And do 5
points of damage.
Yeah. He is still up, so he gets his attack with you. So he's going to be using a claw to attack you. So 22, I think that will hit you, no matter what. So you
7.
take 7 points of damage, and then can you roll, please, a Constitution saving throw? So go to your character, character sheet and click Constitution. You need 10 or above, and remember you got the bless spell as well.
Battery, I'm going to kill you.
You're rolling good.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay then. You feel the ghoul swipe across, and it just clicks an exposed piece of your arm at the edge of your armor, and you feel a slight tingling sensation as it moves across, but nothing else happens at all. Okay, Tenariel, you can.
I'll force my way out of the door.
Yeah, it's one of these situations that you move forward and he moves forward at the same time, and there's a bit of rubbing as you sort of like slide through the door together. And he does have his sword out still, so you're both actually out.
It's 3
Clutching
points
my-
of damage.
Clutching my holy symbol,
Yeah.
I will cast a quick look around and see where these ghouls are. that
There's
Rurik
one
mentioned.
right there in front of Bazooka, as you can see.
All right, and just as Bazooka's about to do the death blow, I will shout, "Begone, foul hellspawn! Retreat from us by the power of Rilliphane."
Okay,
And
So
it gets a wisdom saving throw.
it certainly does. Have you linked it into?
I haven't because I can't see it on my character sheet anywhere.
It's in special.
So page 60 in the player's handbook.
It should be. No, there you go. I've got it. So, yeah, as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer. Each undead that can see or hear within 30 foot must make a wisdom saving throw. If the creature fails its throw, it turns for 1 minute or until it takes any damage. The turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as fast away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 foot of you. It can also It also can't take any reactions. For this action, it can only use dash action or try to escape if there's nowhere that they could do. Excellent. And I think you can only do that once.
There's a limit on it, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's once per.
Long rest.
Yeah, or for your thing. So yeah, so I will make my wisdom saving throw.
If
And
he
gets a 3, which fails. So he then will move. He will. Has he acted, or he's already acted? So he can't actually take a dash action because it would mean that he would need to take it. So he would move his maximum movement rate, which will be 30 foot.
does that mean Bazooka also gets a reaction attack?
He
as
will.
he's-
Yeah, that's totally good. He'll have an attack of opportunity as
Yeah.
as the ghoul runs away from him. So yeah, so because he's disengaging without doing it, Bazooka, then taking
Yeah.
a disengage action, then you get your attack of opportunity.
So I can take a swing at him.
So you take one swing at him. Yeah.
Right, okay. I'm going to do that.
So yeah, 17
Yep.
hits.
Sweet.
Yeah.
4.
4 points of damage as he runs away. Okay, so as the ghoul turns round and starts to run away from you, screaming as the light from Tenariel's holy symbol scorches his flesh, you smell this burning of flesh around you, Bazooka, as you see it almost like falling off it. The ghoul runs away, and you just take that opportunity to grab your sickle and hack it straight into its back. It doesn't get its 30 foot at all. It gets to there and it takes a death blow from your sickle and actually falls to the ground.
That was good. It's almost like Gandalf the White coming out, bursting through the door, going, "Be gone!" Runs away. Right, yeah. You're not going anywhere.
Okay, the two guards go up to the people and sort of like shake their heads as there's now sort of like on the floor there's sort of like huge pools of blood. They're sort of like oozing out from them, and it's just sort of like covering the whole of the floor. It's not pleasant at all. It's almost like a really. It's not even. It's not like that.
We are out of combat now. Yes.
Yeah, you certainly are. So it's
And-
like that.
Can we check that they're definitely dead?
They are absolutely completely dead. The only thing that would actually get them round now would be a resurrection spell.
I go to each one and do a blessing over them. Not the bless spell, but I do a blessing to Anisha to
Last rites.
look after their souls in the next realm.
I want to run to the graveyard.
Okay, right. Hang on. Because
yeah.
Sorry.
But before we do, I also after I bless, I also would like to do a what's it called? Divine sense.
Yeah.
To try and see or feel if there's any evil in the area, especially the of where the ghouls came from, type thing. And I'll link that copy pasta.
Hallelujah.
Araval won't say anything. He'll step out of the alley, draw another arrow, and scan the street to see if there's any other threats.
Cool. Yeah. So your divine sense, until the end of your turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can use this feature a number of times of 1 plus your charisma. Yeah.
Which is four times.
Yes, so just make a note. You can probably you can sense that there's definitely more of these in the where the graveyard, you assume the graveyard would be. It's some distance more than 60 foot away, but you can definitely sense that there's some kind of evil going on there.
This when I come
Okay, and we are back. We are back fully refreshed. I hope you took the time to go off and find yourself a drink and buy a break, and you're all ready to start off with the next part. So, okay then. So, what would you like to do, everyone?
Ask a quick question, just kind of DM ruling.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of recovering at least some of those arrows from the bodies of the ghouls?
Let's have a think.
Normally, you roll a D100 to see if there's a 50% chance that the arrow is broken or not.
Okay.
You can. It actually says. At the end of the battle, you can recover half your expended ammunition by taking a minute to search the battlefield. So, how many did you fire? 4?
4, yes.
Yeah. So you can actually recover half of that, so you can get 2 hours back.
Sounds good.
Okay. Cool. Oh right.
I would like to make a run for the graveyard.
Okay then. So let's move as a party rather than are we all moving up to the. I'm just moving you all. Hang on, no, I'm just moving you all so I can grab you all as a party and move you to the next area. So you're all happy to head off, and while the guards, etc., deal with the nastiness and the decaying bodies. So hang on, because I just need to sort this out. Has sight.
On the way to the graveyard, Ereval, who's been silent since the end of the battle, does tell to the group, "Well, you are not as well trained as the pack of wolves that I've fought with before. You are not without your talents."
Okay. Right, I'm just sorting out your light.
Sprocket is just having problems with his headset. At the moment, he can't hear anyone.
No worries. Everyone can hear me, can't they? Everyone can hear me, can't? Yeah. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not my end.
I don't
I don't
think
think
Sprocket can.
Sprocket can.
Yeah, but it's nothing. It's not my end. That's Zoom
No,
is
yeah,
working
we
all
can.
right. Yeah.
He can't hear anyone at the moment.
Has he muted somebody?
I wonder if it's the mute problem. Might have to come out and go back in.
We're just doing some technical background issues, guys. Please bear with us. Just trying to get Mr. Sprocketeer back with us.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? Ah,
Funny enough, I've just turned it back on.
there you go.
Excellent. Okay, guys.
Sorry.
So you move yourselves. You sort of like go as a casual jog towards the graveyard, and as you get further and further and further up to the graveyard, you lose the street lamps, and it suddenly becomes a lot darker, because obviously graveyards are not the sort of place that they're kept well lit. You also, as you run, you see various bodies of being mangled and sort of like to the side. Some of them are quite conscious still and being attended by town folk or by the town guards, and there's still this sort of like air of panic in the streets as you jog towards the graveyard. Just to let you know, Rurik, Bazooka, Tenariel, and Julius, you actually have a point of inspiration from your last adventure. So if you remember, you actually did some good. So on your character sheet, it'll say 1 point. So remember, you can use that in this campaign to either re-roll something or sort of like ask to have a certain action actually be a success. So you might sort of like say, I've hit with this arrow, can I actually make sure that it goes into the eye, or something like that? Or I've actually missed, can I roll it again and use my inspiration to actually try to attack? So you've got that, and you re-get that every after every long rest.
Oh wow.
No matter what. So
even if we use it once, we still get it again after a long rest.
yeah. So you constantly have it now. And if you wish to burn it, okay, and I'm still fiddling about with these, because in Shadowrun you get what's known as edge, and you can use it. You can either use it or you can burn it. And say, for example, you wanted to do something very heroic, i.e. you actually want to use it so you automatically hit, then I would say that's fine, burn that inspiration, and you would lose it. And it wouldn't come back after a long rest, but you would be absolutely, down in history. Or you can do, there's a wonderful thing in Shadowrun called Dead Man's Trigger, which means even though you're dead, you can burn edge to just pull the trigger of your gun.
What?
Or make something happen right at the last moment to try to take down your adversary or something like that. Okay, guys, I'm going to move you to the graveyard scene. And the first thing that you should notice is that because it's dark, you should have your light bubbles. And you should have your own light bubble and nobody else's. And that will be what you can see and what you can't see. So don't move around anything until I just check that everybody has got their light bubbles.
Do I still have my spoon?
Still have your what, sorry?
The spoon that I cast light on.
Yeah, you casted light on
Yeah,
the spoon.
so I think your dark vision actually goes further than the light spell, does it not? I think.
No, I think it's big.
When do you do your
light
shadow?
spell? Sorry, light spell is 20 foot radius,
yeah.
And then so it's 40 foot. But your dark vision is actually 60 foot, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, can you still move your characters? Can I just check that first?
No, because the player portraits are in. Oh, hang on, I'll just scroll the map up. Oops.
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yep.
Yeah. And can you see
like that.
this?
Yeah, the light bubble.
This is the entrance to the graveyard. So can you see your light casting on that as you move around? And this bit here is a wall.
Yeah,
so that's
awesome.
literally stopping the light. So I'm just going to, Julius, don't move your character, because I'm just going to show the so this is what the stream, what they're seeing, guys. So they can only see theirs. So, and that's what they can actually see all the time. So if you, just to let you know, if, for example, you were carrying a torch, then everybody would see that light emanating from you. But really and truly, you're all actually working on dark vision now. What this does mean is that you can only see things in your light source at the present moment in time. So if, for example, there could be, if I just...
is there another wall on the other side?
Well, this is the joy of this. So
I was going to say, if I move across...
there could be something just stood around this wall.
Oh, right, okay, I get you.
But if you move your character to the left, Bazooka.
It's to the right.
Well, go. Can you see?
Oh, that is awesome.
So if you go to the other side as well, go to the other side as well.
That's brilliant.
You see, guys in chat, this is where your tips go to make it improve.
So you can't actually, because of the wall, you can't actually see inside the graveyard. It's not possible at all.
That's brilliant.
How tall's the wall?
Is this a month or a year?
No, I've paid for it for the whole year.
Okay.
Lots of money. Well, coupled with Zoom as well.
Yeah.
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 Shit about.
So, guys, this is what yours gives us.
And the monster manual that I now have, which is making those nice little tokens for you all the time. So, Julius, how long does your divine sense last for?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, so your bless has worn off now because that's only a minute, but your divine sense is still working.
Hold on. It doesn't actually have a time. It's just a one-off burst. So I read that wrong.
Okay, then. So what we'll say that as you get closer and closer to the graveyard, you suddenly realise that it's almost like just before your divine sense runs out, it seems that here is pulsing, really pulsing. There's obviously something quite... there's either something very big and hideous in here, or there's lots of little things hideous in here. And it could either be, as it says in the description, it could be undead, or it could be a fiend, it could be a devil, it could be something from the 9th plane of hell. You are not too sure at all. Okay,
I'd like
guys.
to turn around and go back to the bar now.
What I'm going to ask you to do, because I think it's important that we keep the order up and running, that you actually roll in your initiative, so we've actually got them.
Go back to the bar? No, bring your own beer.
Yes.
That's the way.
Has Julius shared any information about what he senses?
Not yet.
I'm doing it. I when we get closer and I feel it pulsing, I share that information.
Is everybody
He's
one, two?
throbbing.
Everybody's on. Okay, then here we go.
We done did it.
I feel lots of throbbing.
Okay. There's a lot of throbbing going on today. Okay, then. So, Rurik, you're actually up first.
Go see Emerald and ask him if he think it would be a good idea to cast light on one of his arrow and throw it deep inside the graveyard.
Is this a wall in front of us, or is it a fence?
Yeah, it's a wall.
It's a wall, and it's about 12 foot high, right the way round.
So I side comment and go, if he does do a flare kind of arrow, we still won't be able to see much.
It'll be fine if he stands sort of like over here and fires it in, but this is an entrance here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the gates?
Yeah.
I notice the gates are sort of like burst open. So yeah, if Erevol fires an arrow inside there, then when it landed, there would be a 20-foot radius, and then I think it's 20-foot light, Ulrich, and then 20-foot dim light after that. Yeah. I think that's what it says. But by all means, have a look. I'm just checking it now. Until the spell ends, the subject sheds bright light for 20-foot radius and then dim light for an additional 20 foot. So it'd be 40 foot.
40 foot. Nice.
Can I go ahead and respond to his inquiry?
Yeah, go for it.
He's asking whether or not we should, right?
Yeah.
I would not be so quick to give away whatever advantage of stealth or surprise that we have. At this point, we know there is something here. We have reason to believe that it doesn't know that we are here. Firing an arrow of light is just going to set off a beacon for it.
Indeed. Oh, you're good.
I like this man already. Can we keep him as a pet?
He's been thinking the same thing, actually. You were, the wolves and have training you to be his pets.
Yeah. Okay. Rurik, do you wish to do anything else?
I will cancel my spoon.
Okay. Cancel your light spoon. That's a bit like Witherspoon, but with a light version. Okay then.
Unless alcohol.
Yeah. Tenariel, you are up. What would you like to do?
I am going to move forward to about here and look down. Oh, is that pinging or not? And look through the gateway I've just seen. Can I see anything? There's nothing obviously appearing in my light radius. I haven't got my sword drawn. I'm going to stop about here. And if I don't see or hear anything from here, I'll wait for the others.
Cool.
Did I turn my mic off?
No, it's muted.
We're just contemplating your move. That's all.
All right. Stop looking at my bum.
But it's so shapely and elf-like.
Well, it is.
Your bum is only for the constable.
Can you see, Bazooka, that Tenariel's moved into your dim area of your dark
Yes.
vision? So you can still see her, but she's sort of like in that dim area. So
Yeah, she's shadowed
slightly
out.
Yeah. And notice, guys, that what Tenariel can see, you guys can't see.
Oh,
Yeah.
So if there was something there, then she would actually have to relate it to you, because otherwise you can't actually see it.
Yep.
Okay, and Bazooka, what would you like to do?
Okay. I'm gonna move up. About hither.
Hang on. So hang on. Let me just move that. Yeah. Okay then. So just plan out your movement as usual.
Yep. So there. Oh, that is so cool. It's so cool. I'm impressed.
Okay. So that's exactly what you can see.
Mm-hmm.
In there.
Right.
Do you wish to take an action at all, as well as your movement?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ready myself.
Okay then. Are you ready, as in draw your sickles in case you get attacked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I please remind you? I don't know if you can see it on your map, but hopefully you can. Can you see the gate here?
Yes.
So the only entrance actually into the graveyard is here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that you can actually see that and you understand what that is. Yeah.
They've all filed in one by one.
Okay then. So
I was going to say something about that, but I wanted to wait till my turn.
yeah, Julius, you're up.
I put my sword away, and I move.
Oh, he's going to bless you, Bazooka. Watch
You
it.
bless me again. I'm gonna chop your hands off.
I should get my holy water. No, not. It's not holy water now. I will get a little bit of parchment out, lick the top of it, and stick it on the back of Bazooka's armor. And what that is, it's a shield of faith. And I shall link it. So it's for. I don't have to touch him. I just wanted to.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You're doing this deliberately now, aren't you?
Yes.
So let's.
It's concentration up for 10 minutes, and it gives you 2+ bonus AC.
Okay then. So that
Air
will
conditioning. Nice.
that would be up to 10 minutes. So this this is Shield of Faith, and that's literally going to be 100, isn't it? So we'll put that underneath you. I doubt whether or not it is a concentration spell, so please remember that. if you get hit, you'll need to do a DC roll, a DC 10 Constitution check. Okay, so just so you know. Right, that's your bit gone. So, Eravol, you are up.
What's the visibility through the gate? Is it just metal framework where?
Yeah.
I can see
So can you
fire
see it? Can you can actually fire through it, but you would be at a disadvantage.
Sure.
To fire
That's
through it.
cover. All right.
If you were to fire through this part, that would be absolutely no problem at all.
Does anyone else have noticeable ranged weapons? I haven't had time to actually assess.
No, I only have sickles.
And spells.
Well,
Okay.
Rorik, you have a hammer, don't you? A throwing hammer.
Yeah, throwing hammer and spells.
I have a longsword you can fondle if you want.
And Tenariel, did you bring your?
I didn't say I was bringing it, so I haven't got it with me.
So yeah, you're. There's one shot Rorik. There's one shot Rorik, and yourself, Ariel. Sorry.
Ariel.
Under the sea.
Eravol.
Under the sea.
All right. So based on my movement, I can get to about here. Oh, why is the ping not working? Is it arrow?
You need to go back up to the top arrow, and then ping it. You're probably still on the ruler.
Oh,
Just to confirm, I am proficient in all weapons, aren't I? Aren't I?
Yeah, or basic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not pinging.
Are you on the top black arrow?
Yes.
Yeah, you just
And then now you
hold it
just-
down.
See that?
Just
It's
hold
pinging
it.
now.
No, that's me pinging.
Okay,
there
so
we go. I
you
have to
just
hold it down.
You got
left
it.
click,
Yeah.
Yep. So my movement, I can get about here. Before I do, I'm gonna suggest that Rurik move to here to guard the other fence.
I didn't
Or
see.
side of the
I didn't
fence.
see the ping. Sorry.
So here.
Here.
Oh, there. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move up here.
Yeah.
Rurik, you move over here so that we can watch through the fence, and we'll have Julius step through, and we can keep him covered instead of
Cool.
just walking
Oh my!
through.
Julius.
Can you stop, please? I'm not used to tactics in this session at all.
I think I did point out last week that would be half the reason I wanted to do it.
I'm not.
Julius, you've
two-
not got night vision, have you?
Say again. Sorry.
Julius is
Yes, I do.
Yes, he's a half.
Oh, you
elf.
do? Oh, okay.
I'm half elf, which is where I get that night vision from.
Only half.
In one eye.
Yeah.
60 foot. Yeah. I thought he was right. Cool.
When we were in the cave the other night, the bandit cave,
Yes.
and I used that spell.
Excuse me, we don't want to know when you and Julius was in the bandit cave the other night. That is far too much information for this.
we had
I made all those spikes come out of the ground. I can. If there's a number of creatures in there, we can funnel them towards this gate.
Eravol, do you want to move to where you're going?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
saying Rurik and I will cover the fence. Julius and Bazooka move through. Tenariel can keep an eye
So-
on our rear, make sure nothing else comes up behind us.
If Bazooka runs in and shouts and waves his arms and
Look at
runs
me, I'm
back
a
out,
boy.
they'll all follow him to my
That-
spiky.
It depends what enemy's in there. We don't know what's in there. They could be intelligent and just go, nah, I see spikes.
It also would mean that whereabouts would you put the spikes? Because wouldn't that mean that if you actually went?
Well, I can cancel it before we need
Yeah,
to go
that's
in.
what I was thinking.
I'm guessing that is got something to do with magic because we've been in this town how long?
Is it?
a few
Sorry,
days.
Eravol, is that where you're stood? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay then. So, Rurik, you're up next. Whereabouts
I
are you going to?
I will go here. I will have my mace ready and a pinch of iron dust in the other end.
Okay then. Eravol, just so you know, Can you see this gravestone here?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be able to see it. Nobody else can actually see it with their light.
No, I can't see.
Okay, you can actually see
I
that.
can see half of it.
You can see that there is something on the other side of it that seems to be easing itself up out of the ground.
Okay, so before the end of my turn, I say, hold. Let's not move forward just yet. Hold. Give just a second to assess the situation.
Okay, quick question. We know this place pretty well. Is this graveyard walled off all the way around?
Yes.
Or is there another
No,
entrance?
it's walled off completely around. You do know that there's various gravestones in it, and there is like a mausoleum. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Down at the far end where the rich people are buried. So you can actually see now, Ereval, that they're easing itself up out of the ground. Seems to be another one of these creatures that you saw in the village some time ago. Okay, so Rurik, you move up to where you are now.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are you doing? Are you readying a weapon or?
I have my hammer in my hand, and I have a spell ready.
Okay, then which spell are you readying?
I'm readying enlarge.
So can you just link it into the chat for me, please, so I can see it?
It's a great thing in-wheels can't see the camera.
So I presume your hammer, your throwing hammer, have to be in your offhand because it's got a material component. So you're holding that in your right hand. So it'll have to be spell first and then throw. Just to let you know, Ereval can fire through these gates because he has an arrow. It's not going to be the same as your hammer. You know, you could probably just lob it over the top like Junkrat does and just sort of like hope for the best, or you would have to come to the gap. Okay, Tenariel, you are up.
I am going to cast Aid. I will link it for thee.
Cool.
I'm not taking them off.
No, you got to keep them on now. That's what
And
Julius looks like.
I will cast it on Aravol, Bazooka, and Julius.
Okay, guys. So tell us what you do. What level are you casting it at? Just out of interest.
Sorry, second.
Second. Okay, yeah.
Oops, sorry, I've opened up the wrong one. Did it link into the?
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Chat,
I just want to know, just like Julius cast his Shield of Faith spell.
Sorry. Yes, I will pull out a small strip of white cloth, utter a few words, and choose the people I selected.
Excellent.
And they will be in receipt of. Oh, where's it gone?
You get 5 additional hit points. So on your characters, guys, you should have on your character sheet. You should have temporary hit points.
Yep.
So look at your total, add 5 onto them, and then what you need to do, if you take any damage, take it off that 5 first.
Great, got you.
If, for example, I do 9 points of damage to you, you'll take it off that 5 first, leaving you 4 to take off your natural thing. So your hit point bar will not actually move until you've lost those 5 hit points. And you actually have that for 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
8 hours.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do,
Tenariel, give me a cuddle.
I'm going to put you a little love
I don't
heart
think so.
on you. until I don't know. Bazookas like collecting.
Yeah, I'm getting blessed up here.
The extra effect of the spell is a cloud of little red hearts
Okay, then.
around your heads.
So little red hearts. Bazooka, nothing's going to be able to hit you at all.
I know.
You,
I'm the tanky tank.
Yeah.
And then,
that's
after
pretty cool.
casting that, can I use my bonus action to kick Bazooka through the gate, close the gate?
No. Okay then.
Okay.
But Bazooka, you are up.
Right. So I'm gonna move to the middle.
Okay.
Steadily creeping through.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
I see him.
Yeah.
Do you know?
See what I mean?
Yeah, I love this. Dude. This is awesome.
What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna inform everyone of where he is.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah, you can say that there's one of these creatures that you know as a ghoul inside there, over to your
Yeah.
left. But
Yeah,
as
second
for
gravestone
distance
in.
or anything like that, until they actually see it,
Mm-hmm.
then you want to. Just so the stream knows and you guys know as well, my light is on my monster as well, so I know what they can see and what they can't
Okay.
see. And
See, that's brilliant.
and you can watch the video back later and actually say the other thing. Just so you know, the ghouls are actually on a different layer, so you can't. I can see where they are, but you can't see where they are until I actually let you look at them.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you move to there. What would you like to do? You still got a bit of
Okay.
movement left because I think that's only.
That was like what?
What is
5, 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's about 5 to 10 foot.
Me being me. Oh, that's too far. Okay, I'm gonna.
It's like less. You got short legs. Less.
Yeah. I'm moving in, and I'm gonna head in that direction. Oh, turn, you twat! I'm gonna head in that direction.
Bearing in mind that we're in a graveyard, and there's graves. Yeah, it's
So your
probably-
your movement speed is 25, yeah?
It's 25. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about 12.
30 at a sprint.
Yeah. So well, I'm presuming you don't. So you've actually got like another 12 foot to move.
Yeah, that's
roughly.
not gonna get me to him.
No, it's not.
So
But you haven't done your action yet, so you can actually go, stop, and ready your attack. So
okay, then yeah. So yeah, I'll do that then. I'll move forward to my maximum distance, which I think was about there.
you need another. Yeah, that's cool.
And I am gonna be ready for an attack.
Cool.
we missed a trick here. Why don't we just like throw Bazooka up into the air so he could see
Yeah.
over the?
See, the thing is with your tactics,
You might want to check your map.
yeah, I see that, and I'm not gonna shout out
Okay.
because I'm still think I'm tactical.
Ching 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 ching. Can't see.
Exactly.
Okay.
With my armor and all that.
It's now you should be able to because you can see these creatures. You should now be able to see them on the
I
rotation
can see up here.
on the turn order. They should have appeared on the turn order. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I actually rolled initiative, but because they're on my layer, you can't see them. So they're actually moving around before you know anything. And then sure as they become visible, then you can actually notice where they are and they become in the turn order. So now I'm moving on 11. So the first thing that happens is that this ghoul here charges towards you. I've actually got a movement of 30 foot. So
That's gonna clear me.
so I can get to you, no problems at all. You'll get the first attack because you readied your weapon, so go for it.
On guard, you Welsh rabbit.
Oh, nice.
Hang on,
That's a hit.
I'll just make sure that you can see. You should be able to see the bars.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Right. First lot of damage. Oh, come on with a 1. That's 4.
4 points.
And my second strike, coming backwards.
Misses.
Misses. Okay.
And you don't have bless on. No, you have your +2 to your arm class. Okay, so these are
Yep.
my rolls now. So
Okay.
he's going to whack you with its claw. So what's your armor class now? Remember, you've got +2 from the Paladin's Shield of Faith.
Yeah, now you're not saying about what I do to you.
So
Well,
it should
we'll
be
see, won't we?
18. Is it 18?
Yeah.
It says 16
It
on
is,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is 18. So that misses you.
Okay, cool.
That misses you altogether. And then my second, he can't actually reach you.
Good.
So he sort of like lumbers over this and sort of like ends up there as he comes from there. Right, hang on. I just need to check something. Okay, so just so you know, you should be able to click on your characters now and see what you can see and what you can't see. So remember, you can't, even though you might know that there's something going on somewhere else, you have to sort of like think, I don't know that until you actually engage.
This is where the role play comes in.
Yeah. Okay, Julius, you are up.
This is a lot better.
So I can see where the closest enemy attacking to Bazooka is, and I'm going to move to his flank to the
there goes any
right.
sense of strategy that we had.
Yeah, it's gone out the window as soon as he moved in. And while I'm doing that, I'm taking my sword out and give him a good old scene to.
Excellent. So go for it. So you can now see the one approaching from the left as well.
Yeah,
13 actually does hit.
Does. Oh. It's 13
Looking good.
guys.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
Hang on, just 1 second. I was trying to find my my battle music.
Okay.
And every intention of trying to keep you guys behind the fence so we could draw them to us. And hold them
Yeah.
Um,
That's what Bazooka is
and
like.
avoid
He's
a bit
like,
of training.
yeah.
Sorry.
Bazooka is always the one to go and dip his thing in first.
I'm kind of surprised he's not a barbarian.
I know, yeah. He's going for rage.
I'm a gladiator.
I can't find my epic battle music. Never mind. Never
Dun
mind.
dun 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 dun.
I've wiped a whole load of... sorry, you got what? 11 points damage? Yeah.
Yes.
Nice hit. Nice
Well, I think-
hit. Excellent. Eravol, what would you like to do?
Sigh heavily.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from what I can see, it looks like you stepped the second ghoul up into my line of sight, so I can tell that he's there.
Yeah, hang on. I can,
And I appreciate you moving them so close together for me as well.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So looking at my movement, I just want to step around the gate.
Cool, because that'll get you rid of your
18
disadvantage.
there.
Yeah.
And another 7, so we'll call that 15.
Just remember...
I'm only 3 foot, so
Yeah, I
that
know,
shouldn't-
I know. But you will, for this ghoul, the ghoul in front of them, you will have disadvantage to fire on them because you're firing into combat. But the ghoul by the wagon, you won't have disadvantage for.
Oh,
Right.
it's a wagon.
I think my fighting style will counteract the disadvantage.
There's a bunch of people ready to get
I'm
buried.
not terribly concerned about their well-being at this point anyway.
I thought it was a tomb.
All right, so we're going to stick with left to right.
Okay,
First
yeah.
attack. That's definitely not going to hit, right?
If only,
That-
if
that-
only had a bless.
That misses. Yeah, that misses.
And then on the right,
Is he not blessed with Julius's?
Not
thingy?
anymore.
Oh.
Yeah,
No.
no.
if only you were blessed.
So what? Just so I know, what does your fighting style do?
Oh, it just gives +2 to every attack roll. I've got that included in already, though.
Oh, that's fine. So that would be 10 to hit that ghoul, and that misses as well. So we are up now to Rurik. What would you like to do? So you
would like to
so Rurik, you can't actually see the ghouls, but you do know that Ereval has just released 2 arrows. It looked like he was actually firing into the back of Bazooka and Julius, but you realise that it actually flew over and went somewhere else.
would like to move here.
Yeah.
And I would like to first cast on large, and second use sorcery points, 2 sorcery points to win the spell.
Yeah, so it goes to both of them. Yeah. Okay,
But now I'm not sure if I want to put it on Bazooka and Ereval. Probably because they have more attacks each round. So I'm gonna do the
Sorry, what's happening?
you become the medium size and Ereval
I become 6 foot again.
large.
Yes.
can you just link it into the chat so I can see the effects, please? And then the stream knows it as well. So the target size doubles in all dimensions. So Bazooka, if you remember, that's not a great difference for you. But you're medium, aren't you?
I'm
No,
I
Julius.
come 6 foot. Oh yeah, he's normal
Yes.
size.
So
Yeah,
you
normal.
will actually become large,
Nice.
like so. There is enough room, so that's not a problem. The target's weapon also grow. With these weapons will enlarge the target's attack with them deal an extra 1d4 of damage. So
use the dice thing, yeah.
yeah. Oh, it's a 1d4 worth of damage. That's what you will actually hit with. That's on 21. Excellent. So, Tenariel, you are up.
I shall.
You all of a sudden see before your very eyes, you see Bazooka actually grow 3 foot, and Julius sort of like he is enormous. He enlarges in every sort of like dimension, and he's sort of like
In every dimension.
and now he's towering over the ghoul in front of it. So much so that Ereval and Tenariel and Rurik, you can't actually see this ghoul now in front of them. They're totally blocking it out your way. Okay,
Can I
Tenariel.
see him?
Because
Can
I
I
was-
see it between his legs?
It depends what you want to do with it.
I'll approach the gate.
Cool.
Can I see any? I can see 2 bad guys, but I've got no line of sight to the
Correct.
top one.
Yeah.
Any line of sight to the leftmost one of the 2?
Well, the
I can see it in the circle
Yeah,
of light,
but you
I
can't-
can't.
yeah,
determine
because
if it's-
Yes.
if Bazooka was
Awkward
little,
angle.
if Bazooka
Yeah.
was little, you would have line of sight. But because he's
Yeah.
the same size now, you
course,
like
yeah.
being bigger, don't you, Bazooka?
I do.
Yeah.
I like being normal size, yeah.
Cultural appropriation. Shrink now. I'll stop there. I draw my sword. I can't do anything because I can't see anybody.
Excellent. Okay, Bazooka, you are up.
Okay, I'm swinging.
Cool. Go for
So
it.
I'm doing 1d6 plus 3 on my normal roll.
So the first thing I would do is roll to see whether or not you hit. So just do a normal to hit roll.
No.
No, so we don't need to worry about. So do your second attack.
Mm,
That will That'll miss as well.
Ah,
And so Julius, you're now up. Oh no, sorry,
Yes.
sorry. No, it's me next, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
Yeah,
Julie's
sure.
next. So this guy, this ghoul. So I'll do the ghoul that is injured to start off with. So this is his claw attack on you, Bazooka. He's just going to carry on attacking you because Julius, have you attacked him yet? No. So this
the
is
second one.
I did damage to him.
okay then. So he'll go for Bazooka in any case. 13 and miss you, won't it? Because you're yeah. Okay, and then the one below it will have an attack at you as well, and that misses you as well. Just 1
I
second.
get more luck is big than what I do when I'm little.
You see,
Fear my mighty girth.
so, see, now you all want blessing. You miss it now.
No, I don't. I just missed 2 hits.
But that's the normal roll. That's standard. At least I'll give you a second chance.
I have 2 swords.
Sickles.
Sickle swords. Sickle sword.
So out of the darkness, Julius, you see another one of these ghoul-like creatures lumbering up towards you. You do notice it's come to its end of its route, its movement there, so it can't actually get to you. But you do notice that it hops onto. Why can't? Am I on the wrong layer? Yeah. It does hop onto this gravestone on the back, and it looks like it's about to throw itself straight at you from the height advantage. Okay, Julius, you are up on 6.
I quickly turn to Bazookas like, you got this?
Of course.
Before that new intruder pounces, I move over to squash
Okay,
him.
so hang on, because I'll get attack of opportunity
Yeah.
from this ghoul as you move out the way.
Okay.
That 7, so it'll miss you. Yeah.
Indeed.
And then you get your attack
Yes.
on this ghoulie. 19 hits.
That's nasty. You're hitting his ghoulie.
Can you see its bar?
No. No, I
Did
can't.
you add your D4?
So 7, 8, 9, 11. With the D4.
You
Oh
You
no,
need
I
to
got
roll it.
Roll.
You can't just pick a random number. I'll go for a 6.
That's fine.
Remember, you have your edge. Not edge. What's it called?
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
I'll only do that on like if I miss.
If
On-
no, you have
Okay.
you have hit points, extra hit points, don't you? And then you have your enlarge. Yeah. So can you see its bar now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we've got 98 rounds left of your Shield of Faith,
Yep.
and
Well, Bazooka's Shield of Faith.
yeah. Eravol, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move straight up. I was looking to see what my range is. I can break that up slightly. I'd like to go to at least about here to see
Yeah.
if I see anything new, and then possibly move up another square to the edge of my range.
So you could probably see. Hang on. You can probably see something now.
Okay.
Brilliant. There's more.
More 10 of them.
Got it.
Oh, I can see that.
I'm just going for a quick bio break. I'm still here, by the way.
Oh, this is why we
Before you
have
go.
a break.
I went earlier. I'm drinking beer. You know, my bladder is.
You will sit there and wet yourself.
Well, if you're
Is
not
the
back,
bladder
if
the
you're not
size
back,
of bazooka?
if you're not back, then that's it.
You use the NT bottle.
Before you go, Flat, is he still there? I didn't see if he ran away. I was going to have
Yeah,
him.
he's,
I'm still here.
Okay. I'm going to shout at Julius to try and group them together as best as you can.
I wonder why.
Around me, yes. Okay,
And
great.
then the rest of my turn, I am going to cast my Hail of Thorns.
Cool. Next time you hit a tree with ranged weapon, this creates a rain of thorns that sprouts from your ranged weapon or ammunition. In addition to the normal effect of the attack, the attack within 5 foot it must make a dexterity saving throw or take an additional 1d10. Okay, nice. I'm just
Or half on save.
Rurik, I'm just putting your enlarged spell underneath you. Has it been up for 1 round or 2 rounds?
At my next
this
turn.
is the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So it's at 10.
On my character, in the blue circle, I put the round.
Yeah,
dice
cool.
down, and I reduce it.
So you're casting a nice are you firing it now at this Farghoul?
No, I won't be using that this turn.
All right. So you're just setting it
Actually,
up.
I do want to ready an action for attack, just if that third one does step within range of the other two.
Okay then.
I'd like to catch all 3 of them.
Right. Okay then. So that spell is now up and running. So let me just stick it on the initiative round. So we've got it as well. Hail of Thorns, which that's
It's concentration, 10 rounds up to a minute.
Yeah.
But it will, as soon as I use it, it'll dissipate. So
yeah. So I'll just put it underneath you, so we know it's there. Cool.
Looks like you're pretty horny. I mean, thorny.
thorny. That's right.
Excellent. Is that and your? Did you say your? Well, that's your. That's a bonus action, so you still have your action. Are you ready?
Right, and it's holding. It's ready. Yeah, ready the attack.
For
That third one steps within range of the other two.
yeah,
I will
got you.
fire at the center one.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So if it sort of like gets to sort of like here within 5 foot, you're going to fire it at this one.
Well, the idea of this one here that was ready to spring, if we can get him down within 5 feet, I can attack the center one, and it'll hit both the one below it and above.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So this one here is the target, waiting on this one to hopefully step within range.
And what about this one up here?
I don't expect that one to get in range in time, so I'm
Okay,
not.
that's cool. Okay, I didn't know whether or not you were readying your action to fire at that one if it came closer, rather than, that's what I was just clarifying, rather than firing at this one if this one gets closer to you. That's what I was
Yes.
checking on. Okay,
That's
then.
why I was trying to get Julius to draw him down.
Yeah. Okay,
Everybody
then.
get
Rurik, you are up.
He's just finishing off his beer. It's all right. He's still got it.
If I place myself here, can I throw my hammer to the one that's here on the grave?
Not within, because Julius is massive, isn't it?
Way. Yeah.
The what's your
So-
range? What's your range on it? Is
I'll go there instead.
Is it a hammer?
Yeah.
I think it's 20 feet. I've got one as well.
Oh, is it only 20 feet? Cool.
Now, trust,
Yeah, it's 20 feet.
I'm wrong, but the last time you tried this, you hit someone in the back of the head.
He
And
certainly.
they were behind you.
20 is standard, max is 60. So he could swing at something under 60, but it would be at a disadvantage.
Yeah. you can either throw or you can step next to Julius into combat and use your action to help him, which means that Julius
Yeah.
would then get advantage.
I will help Julius.
Yeah, cool. Okay then. So this is going down to 9. That goes round. Tenariel, you are up.
All right. I am going to run up and is there enough space between Rurik and Bazooka to
Julius.
attack, this is Julius, sorry, to attack the middle?
Yeah, you can fit
Bad
in
guy.
there. Yeah.
I shall do that then. I drew my sword last round, so I shall have at thee with
Yeah.
Daddy's
cool.
longsword.
23 hits. Yeah.
And I shall, sorry, clicked on the wrong thing again. Damage, sorry, there we go. 8.
Minus 8, which kills that ghoul quite
Blimey.
nicely. Okay, Bazooka, you are up.
Okay, so I see this ghoul like screams and drops.
Yeah.
So I turn my attention to this ugly thing, and I take a swing with my mighty sickle, which has grown a couple inches.
Just a few.
Just a little growth.
It's just a little growth. 17's a definitely hit. So as I swing my right hand across his throat, I draw 9
9.
death blows
Hang on,
of
because
hell.
you've got to roll a 1d4
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Plus 4. Oh, plus D4. Plus 4. I do that.
Oh, come on, baby.
Nice.
So 9
That would be 12.
math. Yeah,
That's 12.
math.
Yeah, that's
Math is hard, especially when
12.
drunk.
It's all right. I find maths easy, so it's not a problem. Okay, would you like to use your second attack as well?
Oh yeah,
Because
that's
you have 2 attacks. You've only been playing this for 13 episodes, so
I'm just quite surprised that I got max on both.
oh,
Math is easy until
yes.
you're trying to solve a problem on your radio show, huh, in Wills?
Yeah, I know. I still
did catch
can't do it.
anyway.
I think I got false numbers.
8
8 plus
Roll a
1d4.
D4.
plus me 1d4. 11.
Well done.
Go on, drop him.
Yeah, and you quite nicely follow through with both sickles, and they die quite nicely to the ground. Okay,
So, something got to be wrong. We're doing too well.
24.
This is just the opening combat.
Yeah, this is the start.
I'm just worried that you've sort of like used up all your
Burnt yourself
spells.
out.
Okay, here we go. So this is claw attack. The ghoul in front of you, Julius, sort of like throws itself at you and claws at you as it launches itself towards you. But you manage to get your shield up in time, and it just sort of like knocks it down. It's actually down on the ground now, but still be able to attack next round. And then
Okay.
this thing lumbers its way up and takes a swipe at Rurik with its claws. Is that 15?
Yeah.
Yeah,
15.
15. Gets a 9 and misses. So, Julius, you are up.
The one to my front that just swiped at me, I shall pay it back in kind.
Yeah, so remember that you
Nice.
you get
Plus D4.
no, you get advantage on the roll because Rurik is helping you.
So that's a 20. Not a natural 20, though.
Yeah, so that's all right. So just roll your
Damage.
Yeah. With plus
Plus the D4.
Yeah.
It's not.
10.
It's not. Oh, what? My. Oh, wait.
No, just the die thing.
No, it's not. I'm pressing it, but it's not opening.
Just do /roll 1d4.
Okay. /roll space 1d4.
Yeah.
1d4. Great.
Yeah, that's an hour.
So that's 11. Yeah.
Not so great, but yeah,
Good enough.
Okay. Shield of Faith will go down to 97.
Yeah.
And Ereval, you're up. You can actually.
Those are too far apart at this point for.
Yeah,
any
they
of
are.
us to-
But you
to
can fire at the top one.
Yeah, I'm gonna move up a little bit here first.
Yeah.
So I'm not shooting over Rurik.
Nice.
And notch an arrow that crackles with energy and surrounded by thorns.
Light it up.
Cool. That's who put the yellow line on me map?
That might be me. I might have accidentally pushed the wrong button as I panicked.
So then it's 6 damage from the bow, but
Okay.
also have the D10
Yeah.
with a saving roll, a dex saving throw.
Oh yeah. So let me do
DC
my.
as well.
Well, so you do your damage because I'm either going to take full or half. What's your spell save for that?
12.
12. Thank
And
you.
it's dex.
Yeah. 16. Yeah. So
So that would
So I take 1, so I take 7 points of damage. So you notice that Ereval shoots an arrow and it comes straight over to the ghoul, and when it impacts on the ghoul, all of a sudden there's this burst of thorns. Did you see it?
Yeah.
a little bit of a cloudy thorns, but
Nice.
it works.
Hang on. I could. That's me only. I could do a pink one
Ooh,
if
so
you wish.
Pretty.
Or you can have the only you could have that
Oh, that's cool.
as
That
it
works.
as it fires well. But or we can have hang on, we can have I think the explosion is best. So how
That would have been nice for the ninja thing that we encountered.
yeah, but I only got it this week, big.
Hey, some people have
Just be
done
happy we
really
have it
well
now.
with. As Morcub says, some people have done really well with MS Paint. I mean, look at those effects.
Do you know, can I just say that I really, when I watched your stream using MS Paint, I really did not think Paint still existed. I just thought it was. and I was also quite impressed that you were talking about layers on MS Paint as well. So
Yeah,
that was quite
really
impressive. Okay, so is that sorry, Ereval, is that 7 points damage? Was that everything?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was 6 piercing and then the 1.
Yeah.
And that bow could not have been.
Cool. So that your lots of thorns now has gone, hasn't
It's
it?
gone, yep.
Yeah. Excellent. Rurik, you are up.
Still
He's
looking
the one with
impressive,
the
though.
hammer.
Is the one that I attacked dead, or is he still
No.
No, look for the big red cross.
Yeah, I was,
If it's got a big red cross on it, it's dead.
I will attack the one that's low with my armor.
Yeah. So it's you're perfect. Just remember when you come to do the damage, because it won't be the same as your axe if you're using it. So just with your hammer, go for it. 10. Do you have
No.
any additions or anything like that? No.
No.
No. So you swing it and it just slowly eases back out the way, and you feel it clang it. It sort of like butts into the grave stone next to it, and it almost like grins at you and lets out a guttural roar. So, Tenariel, you are up.
Right. I
I'm
shall.
not able to see the health bar on the top one.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else
Yeah,
can.
that's super
Yeah, same.
cool.
charge through here, jumping over this body,
Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
and I will attack the one just above me.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, excuse me a second. Oh, wrong page on the sheet. Long sword. There we go.
Yeah, 24 definitely hits.
Yay.
It will automatically roll your crit.
Oh, it's quick. Oh, yeah.
Undead don't get crits.
14.
Do, do, do. Okay, which quite nicely kills it.
2 kills and 2 hits. Yes.
One shot, one kill.
Cool. Okay, Bazooka, you are up.
Okay. I see that drop. Wait, I want my roulette. 20. 30, that'd make it. So as I come up to here, I'm gonna go roar, charge into him
Okay,
and take my first swing.
I'm just going to move you slightly up because otherwise you're on top of Rurik, which is not a good place to be.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't see the little man down there.
Yeah.
I'm bigger than you still.
12 does actually hit, yeah.
12. So I'm gonna hit my damage.
And then
That's 9.
1d4.
And then my 1d4. 10.
10. Okay.
And then my second swing. $16.
Yeah.
7 plus my d4. 8.
Yeah, and with a double sickle attack, that
Yes.
one dies as well. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, so that's the end of that combat. As you sort of like have a quick look round the, you can quickly look around. There's no other ghouls in this place, but I'm going to tell you what else you can see so you can decide on a plan of action. So this, you should be able to all see this up here.
Yes, sir.
So that's the mausoleum, and so there's the gates of it have been sort of like burst outwards, and there's steps going down. Okay, but it definitely looks like you can see that there's remnants of a chain, and it's actually been burst apart. You also notice that there's some dead bodies of villagers here. I'm just going to ping the map. I think you can all see it just there. Can you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that sort of like demonstrates. Just on the floor there seems to be 2 dead villagers. That seems to be a young man and a young woman, and they've sort of like been ripped to bits with of what you think would probably be ghoul attacks. The other interesting thing is that round the graveyard, it looks like the graves have been somewhat disturbed, but it looks like it's come from underneath upwards. It doesn't look like it's being dug down. It looks like it's been sort of like forced upwards, and you can actually see in various places sort of like shards of wooden coffins, and right around the whole graveyard there's sort of like remnants of not freshly eaten bodies or freshly killed bodies, but more very old decaying bodies, skeletons, almost like skeletal bodies with bits of, so just like bones and bits of cloth on them, the odd head here and there, and definitely some things that have been sort of like in the ground for a long period of time.
I would like to go and try and count how many disturbed
Oh,
graves.
sorry, Julius, I just deleted you.
And I'm dead again.
Warwick, are you cancelling your?
Yeah, it probably doesn't fit in the crew.
We'll just shrink you both
Oh, come on.
back to normal.
I'd like to approach the mausoleum and maybe
Just
do
for
a
one
perception
day,
check
please.
So
down the steps.
you can all sorry, Julius, what did you want to do up here?
I would like to count how many disturbed grave sites there are.
There you okay then, yeah, you by going around it, it's quite easy. You think there's probably about somewhere between 6 and 12.
Okay.
There's not many that is undisturbed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just out of interest, just here, there's that is not actually a grave. You can actually see that there's some disturbed earth there as well, as if something.
So like an unmarked grave.
Well, or as if something's burst up a bit. You know, like you get moles and molehills, a bit like that, as if something's come out of the ground.
Or could that be the cause of?
Ereval, there's definitely a set of stairs going down, and you can see down to the bottom with your night vision, but it's very dark down there. So if you decide to go down, then it won't be bright and dim. It'll be dim and nothing.
Well, I'm not going down yet. I was trying to see if I could hear anything from below.
Yeah, roll a perception roll.
Yep.
I would like to join him in the perception as I'm.
Okay, guys. So what you can? I don't have it up for you at the moment. No. Okay, that's fine.
You know where I'm going to head anyway.
I know. On the D&D roll, on the D&D on the Shadowrun game, we have it so you can actually roll me your perception, so you don't actually see the roll, and then so I can see what it is and then tell you what you can hear. Can you see? Because then you. It's a bit like if you get 4.
You wouldn't know if you've succeeded or not.
Yeah, but
I think that's better too.
I don't actually have the script up on this yet.
Just roll it yourself.
This is just testing. Okay, so it's roll me. So how does that command go? / roll.
You have to. It's a whole script because. It'll actually come up as a token because there's like a 12-line script behind it. So you actually say it'll say what skill do you want to roll, and then I don't have it in because it's blind roll, and on here it doesn't. If you type / bright, actually, it might work. No,
I did try it.
it doesn't have the command. It's all right.
It's just B-roll, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll need to put it in with the other one, so don't worry. Okay, so you can't hear anything from down in the mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
At all.
I'm gonna. Is it alright to recover 1 arrow? I fired 3 in that last.
Yeah, so you can get 1 back. Yeah.
Well, I think we should take just a moment to catch our breaths.
Yes.
Is anyone hurt?
Bazooka, you have a few.
Yeah, I've got a scratch.
It is not but a scratch.
I'll bite his toes off.
I can do lay on hands on you if you wish to be groped.
I don't know if I appreciate that. Not with your god, anyway.
You do not like the bless spell. And what about the other one? The one that's still going.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
not
go
bad.
You're like,
The
you're
aid
like,
last extra, the temporary hit points.
yeah.
I think it's 8 hours.
Nice. Extra hit points and extra armor. Both of us, we're a team.
Yeah, so I've just got 7 points of damage. I'm still good.
I might as well.
I mean,
give
if you wanna heal me and waste the
Yeah,
thing,
The 7,
I'm a-
did you put it from the temporary HP?
He didn't get it before then.
no, I got that after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am gonna give you lay on hands, just to hop you up. You know what I mean?
Rub me well.
Yes, you love it. You love when I rub you the right way. Oh, sorry. Are you guys still here? Oh,
Is it worth casting light on a handful of pebbles to use underground if we're going in there?
I like it.
And we can just throw them ahead of us.
I think that goes back to Erevol's thing. I mean, if you actually have dark vision, it's just that it won't be bright light and dim light as it is now, because so now you can't currently, I think, don't you have 60 foot, and then in the final 30 foot it becomes
Yeah.
Dim
dim.
light.
But now what it'll be, so Julius, are you on your character? It would look. Oh, hang on. Let me just.
It'll be half range and the dimmest level.
Dim, bright, then dim again, maybe.
Yeah.
In
It looked like
fifth,
that.
in
Sorry,
fifth
yeah.
edition, does the light source affect the dark vision? Because in first edition, it used to screw up the infravision if
Right.
you carried a torch.
So tell me, you want to start off with a torch light only does 20. It's a bit like the spell range. Your dark vision is actually bigger.
Yeah, but will the torchlight screw up completely the dark vision and stop it working completely?
No, why? I don't see why. Because dark vision
It's
does dim light. Because otherwise it would.
yes, but yeah, it's like using an image intensifier goggles in the army.
Okay, so let me.
You put a. Do you know what I mean? It's.
Well, no. Well,
I'm just going by first edition. In first edition, if you
So
carried
light
a
sources
torch,
used to
you
interrupt
couldn't use your night vision
Yeah.
I get what you're saying because
it
you
would
are
blind you.
It's as if you have a bonfire in front of you. You can't see beyond it.
okay,
Yeah.
so what? Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Therefore, if we want to discuss it
I-
on stream again, what happens
Sorry.
during the day in bright sunlight?
Well, your eyes see normally, so it kicks in the dark.
So
You can see bright light, but if you were looking
So if
into
you're carrying a
shadows,
torch,
it won't make
the
any,
torch would
it won't make
shut
any-
off.
It won't make any difference at all.
Okay.
Cool.
So what am I getting here? He's just laid hands on me. Am I getting these 5 points?
You have 7 hit points plus 7 hit points to people, so that should top you off.
Yeah, that's gonna.
How
fill
much?
me up.
Sorry, how much have you given him?
7.
7. Cool.
Yeah, that's put me back up to full health.
Yeah, and then you've got your additional 5 points on top of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have.
Should I
8
put
left.
that in the blue thing?
No, you put it on your character sheet. Well,
Oh, right,
I told
okay.
you to put it on your yeah.
No,
so,
yeah, it's in the character sheet,
Yeah,
but I was
so just-
thinking
so
like the
just-
3 circles on the character.
You can do if you wish. It's completely up to you. The Shield of Faith, Julius, is that
That lasts for 10 minutes.
All right.
Concentration.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you mean if it's concentration or not? Or
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah. So it's just whether or not you. It's fine at the moment. It's just just let me know when you want to take it off, because we're not up to 10 minutes yet, so it's fine. Okay,
Oh,
guys, what do you wish to do?
bundle in?
Yeah,
Charge?
I'm heading down there anyway.
We should take a moment to consider about what we're about to do here. This is
Right.
closed space. We don't know what's down there.
Are you stopping me from going down? Because I'm heading in that direction. So are you saying, look, wait?
Yeah, but there's like hand in front of you is like 1 second, mate.
I'm not stopping any. No, I'm not stopping anybody. I'm saying this as you approach. I'm saying,
Right, okay.
Take a second. If you want to keep on going, I'm going to step aside.
Yeah.
Not
Apart
creating
from
a confrontation of this.
that great
No,
idea.
there's no confrontation. It's just I just want to know if you're going to tell me, like let's take a second here, or you're going to go, look, okay, you're going.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. As you start to approach, I said what I said, that we should take a moment to consider.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
keep
then
moving-
I stop. I stop and listen to what you have to say.
Okay. We're moving into a very enclosed space with limited light. We don't know what's down there. We should actually consider the order that we descend down these stairs. We should also have a plan in place if the area opens up, if we get out of the way, the people in front get out of the way, so everybody is able to assist in whatever way we encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I volunteer to go first.
Yeah, to be honest, with the spells that is cast on Bazooka, I agree with that concept that he should go first. I should back him up. Then Ereval, if you take the third, but with your arrows and your buff, and then we have Tenariel and then Ruruk. Do you agree with that?
So
I would
hang on.
prefer to-
Sorry, Bazooka first. Then who was next?
Myself, then Ariel. Sorry, I did that on purpose.
That's
In
gonna
first
keep
edition, in first edition, it was called marching order.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I just hate that because I have to do it at work.
Yeah.
So yes, marching order. Bazooka, myself, Ereval, Tanriel, and then Rurik.
You'd probably be able to notice that up to this point, Ereval has seemed fairly confident. Maybe not the most social person, but as far as giving instructions, or at this point, seems a little bit shaken. Not shaken isn't the right word, just not as comfortable with the situation.
I don't do it as a command. I do it as, do you guys agree? Open to changes.
That's fine.
The thing is, I can make a cone of fire. Maybe that's a good thing to have.
Does that
front or
take
back.
time to build it up? Do you have to prepare it?
It's pretty much instantaneous.
Instantaneous. So we can swap you with Tenariel. So Tenariel goes last. So with that option,
That's okay.
it's going to be enclosed unless you want to go first and have it like instantaneous go down a corridor or something.
Is this Burning Hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's an action. Yeah.
Okay, so it takes an action, which it depends. If we get contacted a corridor, you are then helpless afterwards.
I do also think, and I'm not too sure, that I think for Burning Hands, Rurik, you need both hands free.
Yeah. Or I can use a sorcerer spell to cast it without hands.
So it's...
So the after effects, you'll be completely helpless in a corridor. We won't be able to pass you to give you support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Whereas with the way that I had it planned in my head, Bazooka with his buffs and his good killing action, myself backing him up with a good killing action. We can actually do a bit more damage because I can strike over the top Bazooka.
I was going to suggest the same thing. I can fire over bazooka, but the more people I have in front of me, the more cluttered it gets.
I think it's easier for to fire a missile over the top of bazooka rather than you fighting over the top of him, Julius, because you'll actually be too far away because you won't be in the next square, won't you? Because it's a bit,
especially if I'm taking a swing.
Because it'd be a bit like if you look. So if I'm just moving, if Julius, it's a bit like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So you would be able to fight over the top, but Eravol would be able to fire his bow. Because how tall are you, Bazooka?
3 foot.
Yeah, easily then.
Yeah. I'm completely happy to go third or wherever I need to be. I thought that was the best action. If that having an arrow, an archer behind bazooka, perfect.
Cool. So you're going to, if you organise yourselves here in the order that you're going down, and then I can see who's going to hit the trap first. I mean, who's going to go down first.
Oh, we're going that side, are we?
You're going in single file, by the way, guys. Yeah.
Line forms here. Q forms here. Huh?
Yeah. Perfect.
Personally, I think Rurik should go behind just in case we do end up missing something and then there's an attack from behind. Yeah, and you've got the cone of fire.
To protect the spellcaster.
Yeah.
I pick up bazooka, just fling him in.
Yeah. Shut up, you little
I have my axe drawn too.
All right, this looks good.
Okay.
Are we not getting a herringbone?
Eravol will wait until Bazooka begins to descend the stairs, take one long look up at the sky before sighing and following him in.
Are you able, I talk to Tenariel. I say, are you able to use hammer to throw them?
Am I able to use what, sorry?
Throw hammer, because I don't think you have a ranged weapon.
No, I don't have my bow with me. No, I can't use a hammer. Sorry, I probably can actually, but I've got my sword.
South Park reference.
Nobody.
I give you my hammer.
Oh, no, it's okay. I've got my sword. I can cast spells as well. I've got various bits and bobs. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well because you've got that thorny thing as well, and it's
yeah, the
spiky thorny.
If we come to a large chamber full of bad guys, yeah.
I'm sure that's like only one type of weapon in his repertoire.
Yeah, but it's if he's like further back, then we've got
the range at the moment
thing.
we've all got.
It has a long range on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment we've all got advantages in a close quarter combat situation. Yeah,
this is a good layout. Sure, let's get down.
I'm dithering as long as I can before I go down. Like
okay,
Aravol, I'll be looking at the sky because I don't like to go underground very much.
Okay then, so as the elves take one final look at the sky, Bazooka and Rurik let out a little grin because once again they are going back underground where they love to be. Okay guys, be patient please. I'm going to move you to the next map. Okay, but you're not going to see a lot. Okay, so I just need to make sure that is the case.
I see the whole thing.
That's exactly what I was saying.
I literally see nothing.
Okay.
Welcome to your new world.
So what I'm going to do, because you're coming down the steps, I've got the marching order correct. So let me just check that. Sorry, because you changed it at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me just move you round because two of you need to be swapped around. Okay, so what's going to happen is that I'm going to turn your vision on for the people who are down at the bottom who can actually see Okay, but the rest of you, I'll only do it when you actually come into the area. Okay, so the people further back, you can and people at the front, if you wish to call back and see what you can see, then that's absolutely up to you. Okay, then, so I'm going to turn your vision on now. So I'm going to put bazookas and aerovols on first. So you should be able to see.
Oh wow. Okay.
Both of you now.
Okay.
I'm just checking.
I'm guessing. Right. Okay. I'm not going to say anything.
So the thing that you can see in the middle with the black line on, that's because it's a hole. And the things that you can see here that are stopping the light are actually sarcophagi. Okay, you do notice that just here
Right.
there is a torch, and you can see on the other side there is a torch as well. Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna circle. Am I still tall?
No.
Nope.
No. That's what we're talking about. I can fire over you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Can you
otherwise,
shrink me down a bit, then, please?
no. This is the if you look at the actual map, you're 2.2 feet across. The scale's different.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Zoom out.
Okay, so rather than having you tiny, I've sort of like adjusted the scale so everything's correct as you come in.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'm gonna circle right.
Okay, you can move around.
I'm gonna follow this wall around to the right. Oh, that is so good. I love this.
Okay.
Can I go for my distance, or
Yeah,
can I
so
just keep
you-
going around to the
well,
right?
yes, because. Okay, hang on. Before you go any further, let me just move the next two people into the room and turn their sight on for them.
Sweet.
So you should be able to see what's happening now. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to keep circling around to the right.
Okay. Cool.
That is so cool. I love that.
Guys, you
Yeah.
if you move yourselves around. So Ereval, that's like a sarcophagus. It's about 6 foot long. Are
How
you?
tall is it?
It's just sort of like up to slightly above your waist, depending how tall you are.
Just odd. I can't see anything over it.
No, because only because if there was something crouched at the opposite side, I want to keep it. Can you see where Bazooka's going now? If there's something hiding,
Yeah.
I
see,
lost
yeah.
line of sight of it.
Yeah.
Such a channel splitter.
So
Oh.
can you see now? Because Bazooka's so small, you can't actually see where he is.
Do we have light on
That's
the
awesome. I
pebble?
love it.
Say again, sorry, Warwick.
Did Brigadoon cast light on the pebble?
No.
No. Rurik, if you want to move, because then Tenariel can actually come in if you want to move out of it. And then I can turn the light on.
When we get to this point, I turn to Bazooka and there's like put a hand on his shoulder. It's like, just wait here for the others.
Okay, there are various torches around that you can actually light if anybody has a tinderbox with them. But basically, in this room, you can see it's quite roughly cut out. There's been no great workmanship here. It's definitely work of the villagers. The sarcophagi are here. It's obviously some kind of noble house. You know, they're probably the mayor or the leaders of the town folk of Clarion are buried here. The interesting thing is the bit in the middle, and what I'm going to turn off your effects now so you can just see what I'm talking about. The thing in the middle is like a hole, and that's the bit that is not natural at all. in the sense that it's definitely not part of the mausoleum. It's definitely been dug upwards, and it looks like something's a bit like the molehill outside, and there seems to be no dead bodies down here at all.
Are the 3 sarcophagi closed?
Yeah, on closer investigation, yeah, they are.
Do we
Because-
looking around the up and the sides as we move around? Do we notice any other boreholes coming out of the two?
Just roll either your perception or investigation rolls.
Yep.
Is
Can
any,
I make a stealth roll actually to move silently and hide as I move behind the sarcophagus?
yeah, by all means. Bazooka, are you helping?
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. What would you?
No, if you help Julius, then he gets to check things out. Then he gets the advantage, which means he gets
Okay,
the
then yeah, I'll be helping out, like looking around soon.
Sorry, Julius, what did you want to know?
No. I was just saying. Crack on.
You wanted to know something.
No, yeah, it was if I noticed any disturbance on outside of the tomb the
No.
or roof.
As Tenariel's seen that the sarcophagi themselves remain shut, and they haven't been broken open at all. The only entrance into this area is the hole in the middle that nobody's got close enough to investigate. But apart from that, the whole there's no blood in here. Your investigation roll demonstrates with the 20, Julius, that there's no blood. There's no dead bodies in here. There's no remnants of any clothing or anything like that. It's totally in contrast from the graveyard.
Okay.
We're going to approach the hole. See.
Yeah, same here.
I say I come around the sarcophagus and trip rather loudly.
Yeah,
Around
it's like
nobody else noticed.
nobody noticed at all. Don't worry. You actually looking down the shaft. It's quite short. It's just. So one person roll their investigation or the perception, and then because there's more of you there, that person will naturally get the advantage, but just decide who's going to roll it.
I have a +4 to mine.
Well, you go on ahead.
Go for it.
22.
So, yeah,
Nope, I clicked the wrong one. That was
Oh, that's nature.
18 is just as good.
22.
Okay. It's really interesting. You looking down, it looks like, and your nature roll actually helps you with this.
oh good.
It's definitely looked like it's not. It looks like a mole hole. It looks like it's been dug out with claws. It's very rough round the outside. There's no stonemanship or anything. It looks literally there's not even an incline on it. It's literally a 10-foot drop straight down.
I would like to do another divine sense if I could.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say I like to drop the gnome down.
back at the gruff.
You could drop him down and count and see.
Or gaslight
Right,
on
now
him
would be the
and
time
drop
for your
it down.
light stones. We can drop down stones of light and see if anything is drawn to it, and that would give us an advantage from the top of the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Who's
I need to
casting?
get
Who's
closer.
casting the light spell then?
I'm casting it.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. There's a little stone that you can find here, so that's not a problem. You drop it down. It's definitely 10 foot down. Julius, there's a sort of like a background hum of undeadness, because mainly you're in a You know, obviously the ghouls outside, there's still some background, but there seems to be no significant undead down this hole, as far as you
Okay.
can tell. The stone drops down and hits the ground, and you once it gets down there, you notice that it's quite it's I'm trying to think of another way to sort of like
Cut out.
sort of like describe it, but it literally
Anyone else
is.
hearing?
It literally is just like a tunnel, as if it's been scraped out, and you can notice that it goes straight down 10 foot. You figure you probably can climb down here successfully, clinging onto the sides, if you make a successful athletics roll or something similar. But then you do notice, I'm just going to draw something on the map. It goes off in this direction. So it goes straight down, and then you can definitely see from the light that the tunnel, I'm going to call it tunnel rather than corridor, heads off in this direction.
Before we
I look
commit to
around.
anything at this point, can we at least consider just filling it in and walking away?
We actually did that
Yep.
before.
We dig it in and let's bugger off.
I think to see here, just pat it down. Yeah, and whistle.
No, I have. If there's probably not enough soil up here because you would have to plug the whole 10 foot. You could maybe try to push a sarcophagus over the top to block it off, if you so desire.
That's an idea.
Our wizard doesn't have any move earth spells or anything to that effect.
Yeah, that's higher level. But I got some stun coning because I'm a dwarf. Don't know if I can use it to know about how to break the
Okay, I'm gonna take a step back and have another look around while you all discuss. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go for a bio break.
The stone cutting might help us if we wanted to just collapse the entire chamber that we're in now. That would
Yeah.
Yeah,
The problem
well,
is, blocking it, they would just dig another tunnel and come up somewhere else.
yeah. Obviously, it's
I
a.
was going to bring that up.
Yeah, we've seen that it's not only one large, it's also probably one small multiple as well, because we've seen evidence on the up top of the same effect.
Yeah, that is true, Julius.
So, and this is me like every brain cell working, coming to both of them coming to this conclusion as like if there's a big one, it seems to be spawning small ones. If we cut the head off and then deal with the small ones, hopefully they, will be sorted. If we just dig like you said, if we just block the hole, those dig a new one and come up while you're on the toilet. You know what I mean? It's like.
I just wanted to put it out there. I didn't think it would be the best solution, but barring that, since maybe the best approach would be for one or two of us to drop down first, keep to the back of the hole, so that the rest of us have line of sight. If anything does attack them, we can still fire back from up here.
Same order of march, I believe. It's like we had a.
Quick, drop him down before he comes back. Just do it. Just do it.
Wriggling body, just drop him. I actually needed a buy break as well. So, 1 second. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Not just drop him, but order
In
of
this
march.
case, I think it might be best for me to go last, simply because I can continue to fire from the top of the hole when no one else can.
Yeah.
That is true.
I hope nobody receive me on this head because I'm quite.
Is the plan that the bazooka's going down first then?
I
Yes.
would recommend probably Julius go down with him at the same time. so as not to expose one person on his own.
What's the diameter of the hole?
10 feet.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
So that's either a very large mole
Or
or
many
multiple small ones.
But
Okay.
if they both climb down on this side, anything coming at them would be coming from this way, and we would still have line of sight as they approached.
correct.
I agree.
Yep.
So who's going down first then? Is it going to
Me.
Bazooka's going down first? Cool.
I would recommend sending Julius down at the same time. That way we're not separating one person on their own.
Okay.
Even though I'm sure he would be all for it and want to take everything on himself.
Oh, yeah.
How long has it taken us to come to this decision from?
Like an hour.
Okay. So yeah, my shield of faith has ended.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay, so take the temporary 5 off you.
No, the Shield of
No.
Faith, you no longer get the +2. The aid spell is still up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just step back away from the edge, indicate that maybe Bazooka should approach and drop down the hole from about here.
Okay.
Julius from here where he's at. And we
Yeah.
go down together, and the rest of us will watch from above.
Okay
Let's hear
then,
it.
guys. Just to let you know, you're going to be going down. You'll roll your athletics checks. Okay. If you are you proficient in athletics?
I am.
You are. Who
I am.
Yeah, but both of you. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So you'll roll it. If you get higher than the difficulty challenge, then that's fine. You will go down the tunnel and land at the bottom quite niftily. If you fail it, then you will drop. Because it's quite rough, you won't take the full 1d6 of damage. You'll have half of that, even though you failed your saving throw. Normally you would take 1d6, but due to the roughness of the corridor of the sides of the tunnel,
Scratches.
you can just sort of like slow your descent. So off you go. Just roll your.
Is
ready in
there a known name like Geronimo?
What's the Fantasyland equivalent?
Yeah,
Fantasy
what's
realm.
the known equivalent of Geronimo?
Whatever you would like it to be.
Dave.
I go. Hold.
Go for it then.
But before you do, I stop you. I walk to one of the torches, pick it up before I climb down.
You climb down with it or just drop
Oh,
it in?
no, you
Well,
can
if you're carrying a torch down with you, then you're going to make your roll with disadvantage.
Yeah, I drop
Yeah.
it first down the hole,
Okay.
and hopefully it stays light as it drops.
Too late.
There's
Just-
already a pebble.
There's
that's
already a
light.
light pebble down there.
Oh, okay. There's no. I mean, might as well drop another torch. Two sorts of.
Doesn't
No, I
hurt.
mean-
So just add who has the tinderbox to actually light the torch, because you wouldn't have been sat in the tavern with your backpacks on having your meal. So unless somebody has it in a belt pouch, if you've got it on your character sheet as a belt pouch, then that's absolutely fine. You've got a tinderbox with you to light the torches.
I do not.
Yeah, just keep the pedals. Pedals?
The pebbles down there.
the
You've got your
corridor.
dark vision in any case. So
Okay.
roll away.
I walk up to Rorik with the torches. Like, can you light this, please?
Just to remind you that you will have your weapons drawn as you go down. Oh, well done.
Oh, that's
well done,
comforting.
Bazooka.
Hold on
Like to
2 seconds,
have a ready
because
action. Attack anything that
Oh!
the two of them.
Julius.
Oh, yeah.
known cunning. You have advantage over wisdom, charisma, saving throws.
In fact, Clout, you have advantage because you're underground. Is that right?
No,
In certain things,
you have
I thought-
advantage for like stone
certain
or
thing. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I have advantage against poison too.
I just want to keep appraised of because we're underground.
Okay. Let me just. I'm just going to put on.
Okay.
I'm about to drop you down, so don't worry. I'm
You
just,
better put on a show.
I just need to pick up, copy one of these, and pop it on there. For this is your.
And now we've dropped down, built up the tension. So see you next week.
Shut up. No, we're going to carry on.
Yeah.
I just need to change it to that. And I need to give it some.
Ballet.
It's a light 40 20. Yeah.
Huh?
Your light spell, it's 40 20. Is it 20 bright then 20 dim?
It's 2020.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's 40 altogether, but in the last 20 foot, it changes to. Right. Let me just check. Yeah.
No, we're not
Okay.
going to end it there.
Right. So I'm going to move. I'm going to move you all onto this next map, but the only two characters that are actually down at the bottom of the tunnel are Bazooka and Julius. So you can see them, but you can't just role play the rest of it, please. So can you?
Okay,
Can you
yeah.
see it? So you should be getting. Can you see the brightness? Can you see
Yep.
the bright bit? That's the bright bit of the actual torch.
Pebble.
The pebble. So if I was to, I just want you to be
Yeah, that's
aware of something. So if I'm just going to turn off the torch.
Okay.
And these are all the traps that you see.
Can you see the difference now?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's all the same to me.
It shouldn't be.
Apart from the light, yeah, I see the bright patch gone, but I still see the same distance.
Yeah, you see the same distance. It's just that it'll be brighter.
So with the torch on, I see to there. Oh wait, I see to here with the torch on.
Yes, it'll be roughly the same
Yeah.
distance. It's just it will be brighter, and then that's it. Okay.
Okay, so I look at Julius and say, are we staying here for the rest to come down, or are we
Yes.
moving on?
Move to cover. I will help
You
ease
can
them down if they fall.
that. I don't know if you can see it, guys, but
Yeah, I can see the
skeleton.
yeah. Is
Yeah.
that a thing, or is
It certainly is a thing.
Okay.
It's a Skeletron.
Took me ages to draw that. Of course, it's a thing. Crying out loud! That was a good part of 6 hours.
Okay, so I'm going to move up slightly to about here.
I can teach you how to use paint.net if you wish.
Thank you.
And while he's covering, if anyone falls, I'll like to try and catch them to stop.
Yeah, I would like to ready my weapons as well. Sorry.
Does it need to be athletics, or is acrobatics an option?
I'm quite happy for acrobatics. Yeah, anything that's suitable.
Let's see if I can do this in the next style.
isn't it?
Yeah, and he just dives
There it
in,
is.
one diving, head first. During his fall, he flips over, lands on his feet, and does a Superman land.
Right
I'll
before-
I
certainly-
drop over the edge of the ledge, grab it, grab the edge of the ledge, and then let go and do a backflip landing.
That would be
smoothly.
cool. Okay, so Bazooka, you're moving up there. Julius, you're waiting to catch anybody. What's the rest of you doing? And then I'll put it all into action.
I'll climb down, but I'm using my perception skill to climb down because that's really high.
Okay. So who's going down next?
I'm going down. I already rolled acrobatics.
Okay. Oh yeah. So I can see. Yeah. So you are down. Let me just move your character across.
With a little bit of style at least.
Yeah. Well, you can you can tell people how you actually do it. That's absolutely fine. And
You mean you hope?
no,
I
he
have
got a
no-
Oh, you see my
21.
roll. I think I succeeded in that one.
Yeah.
He
Fair
got
one.
a 4, slipped, fell, and landed on the torch, and the torch went out and stuck up his.
Okay. At this point, so Bazooka, you move forward. Julius supports Ereval as he comes down, and it is at this point, Bazooka, that you suddenly notice coming out of the side of the wall appears to be some kind. It's called a giant centipede, but it's giant for centipede rather than giant. So rather than being this long, it's like almost like
Right, okay.
bigger than that. Okay.
So it's not humans. Okay.
Yeah, at least it's not a human one.
Okay, and I just need to make sure that you can see the bar on it.
Yep.
Okay, and so
Am I in range?
yes, well, it's approaching you in any case, and you had your weapons out. So, guys, can we all please roll? Let me just remove all these. Can
There
we?
we go.
Can we all? Hang on.
I can click my.
Yeah, no, hang on. I just need to move you two down onto the.
I have no suitable climbing talent whatsoever.
I hope that flat is pretty strong.
Yeah,
like
a dwarf lands on my face.
At 300 dwarf is
Arse.
quite.
So I've put everybody's character on there now, so you should be able to select it as usual. Once you get into the tunnel, Rurik and Tenariel, then I'll give you light so you can see what's happening. Okay then, so can everybody please roll some initiative for me?
Oh, come on. Right.
Yeah.
And I've gone back to normal.
You and me both, Big Beastie.
I got a error message saying that no valid token was selected.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
the same.
And
Yeah, you need to click on your
I
character.
can't. All I can see is a black screen.
Yeah, it's a black.
Yeah, it might be because you're black screened at the moment that you can't do
Yeah.
initiative.
Yeah, I don't think you're actually down yet.
It's
that the
all right.
case?
It's all right because
Yep.
I can actually just
I rolled a 10 anyway.
yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, good. I was afraid I'd have to re-roll my 17.
Yeah, I actually rolled a 20.
So you should all be able to enter in your. Hang on, let me just get rid of that one. Let me put in a proper thing for
What
you.
is that?
You should. Has everybody? So can you see the turn order? Yeah, well done. So you can just type in your things now.
No, it wouldn't let me type it in.
Um,
Oh, there we go.
Even a worm has better initiative than me and Bazooka.
I know, right?
Isn't there a way
It's
to
not a
sort
worm.
the turn order window to highest to lowest?
Yeah, Inwills would do that.
That's what
yeah,
I do.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. Oh.
That's what I do every round. Okay then. Evervol, you are first up and you're down.
See that? I was wondering. I was thinking I might have had to put my bow like over my shoulder.
Yeah, you'll have to ready your weapon. Yeah.
Okay. And that's a standard action.
Yeah.
To ready it. Let's do that. I'm gonna stay where I'm at for now though.
Okay, cool. Okay then. Centipedes come next. You hear this clattering, Bazooka, as another centipede comes round the corner.
I can do it.
So we've got two. You still have the. You don't have the Shield of Faith anymore, but you still have the aid spell up. So
The
here
temporary
comes the 2 bite attacks. 19.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, so you take 4 points of damage. And then can you make a Constitution saving throw?
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's fine. And the second one, 21 hits again. Okay, saving throw.
How many points of damage was that?
Hang on. Don't worry about. You take 4 points of damage from the first one. You take
Right.
6 points of damage from the second one, but I need your saving throw from the second one.
Okay, so there's that, and I'll
So
take my 6 points off.
Yeah. So 20 is absolutely
1,
fine. Well done.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Excellent. Okay. Rurik, you can't actually get down this yet until people down at the bottom have moved out the way, because Ereval and Julius is down at the bottom. So is there anything that you would like to do while up at the top?
I would like to use my Magen to pick up the pebble and move it more into the fight.
Yeah, you could probably move it. Hang on, I'll move it to the maximum you can actually. It'll move to sort of like here, and then you'll be. Let me move. So that's where it'll be now. That's cool. Okay then, Tenariel, you can't actually move down, but you can do an action or bonus action if you wish.
No, nothing.
Okay, and Julius, you are up next.
So is hold on, don't move. That one's not dead yet. I move around, bringing out my sword, my long shaft, and try and do as much damage as the Holy Order decrees.
Cool. Off you go.
Save
Then.
it for the church.
Yeah.
Yes.
10. Sweet.
Which one? The one straight in front of you? Yeah.
Yeah, the one straight in front. I can't see its health bar.
No, the
No, I
reason you
can't
can't see its health bar is because it's dead.
Oh, there we go.
With 10.
So I just need to get a 10 on it. That's awesome.
What you do see, Julius, just so you know, from where you are, I'm going to bring them on now.
Oh, so
As a bonus action, can I warn everyone that there are 3 left?
Yeah, you can, by all means.
3 left or 3 more?
Yeah. 2 more, but 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Bazooka, you're up.
okay, I'm swinging at the same time, screaming, "I hate bugs!"
Because they're always bigger than you are.
Yeah. Is that a?
That misses.
Oh my god! It's a bug. Okay.
You swing your sickle down and it raises
I
up
quit.
on its
Yeah.
back legs as it sweeps underneath you. And so it raises up just like it is in the picture. It raises up and you weren't expecting this. You went for it slashing down there. But at the last moment, it raised its head ready to thrust out and bite you. Bite your little head.
All that thrusting action.
Okay.
I know. No excitement.
Ereval, what would you like to do?
Can I see the other 2? They did pop up. For me.
Hang on. Let me just... Yeah, they're in your dark vision range. There's just in dim
Perfect.
light, so that's absolutely fine. And they're close
they're
enough
within
together.
my-
Yeah.
And they're within my longbow range. So
Yeah.
left to right,
Yeah, cool.
do a double strike.
Is this coming over my head?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
13.
Doug. Oh no, you don't need to. It's fine.
13's 13. Oh, hang on. Yeah, 13 hits.
Good.
Thrusting centipedes. That's well interesting.
And then the right one, attack on the right one misses.
Is that a 1?
Is that a 1?
Maybe.
That's a nat 1.
Yes, it is.
I'm not going to say it. Guess where he is? There you are.
He misfires and it just plops out of the bow and like lands in my head. And I'm like, hey!
It fires on the roof and
Okay,
the tunnel collapse.
Okay, so what I'm going to say with that, because it was a crit, is that a crit failure, so to speak. Then, what I'm going to say is that you can't actually retrieve these arrows this time. So that arrow's broken, and the other one's is stuck in a centipede. So it's lost. Okay, centipede time.
I thought I was going to get stuck in my head.
So the first one that you hit, Ereval, is dead.
Good.
Okay, so that
feel
was
slightly more effective.
that was a good hit. This one, let me just check.
That was actually max damage.
Yeah, nice one. This one comes up to you, Julius,
Holy shit.
and actually rolls to hit. 14 and miss you.
Yep.
Yeah. And this one actually attacks you, Bazooka. 16.
That's my armor class.
It-
16.
yeah. So it's that hit you. So roll your
Okay.
Constitution check.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You take 3 points of damage.
Defender used to win on a tie, but not anymore. Huh?
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Just out of interest, I think this is worth knowing because I think it's a panic use. If you hadn't passed your Constitution checks, you would have taken so far 20, 33, 46 points of damage in poison.
Holy fudge nuggets.
Oh, and I don't have
So
cure
just-
poison
Right.
memorized.
It's actually bit me in the thigh.
Well,
Who wants to suck it out?
Flat can remove poison with his lay on it.
It actually, just so because there's still 2 alive, and I like to sort of like build up the tension. It actually does. If you fail your saving throw, it'll do 3d6 worth of poison damage. So just so you are aware. Okay then. Rurik,
3.
you can come down the shaft if you wish.
Can I cast a spell then move? Or
Yeah, it depends what it is because it's going to take. Is it a bonus action?
it's an action?
Yeah, well, it's going to take you. You're not moving down the tunnel shaft. You're taking an action because you're using the skill. So if it's a
But
bonus,
can I
Okay,
cast
sorry.
and jump down?
it depends what this spell is that you're trying to cast.
I would like to cast this false life, gaining temporary HP, then jumping down, receive damage from the fall, taken out of the temporary HP.
Well, if you'll spend your first action casting that up at the top,
Yeah.
and then you've used your action, so you won't be able to jump down because it's not a movement action that you're taking; it's a physical action to go down the tube. So
Okay.
you can either take your action to go down the tube, or you can cast the spell up at the top. It's completely up to you.
I'll do an athletic then.
Okay, cool then. Go for it. Yeah, you quite nicely. You land, you crouch down, all ready, right next to the ranger, and you just sort of like land quite nicely. Tenariel, you are still up at the top.
I don't have any climby, jumpy.
Okay, well you
acrobat
can't
skills.
go down at the moment in any case because there's no room because Rurik and Erevol's still down there. So Julius, you're up.
Yes. Cool. I move. Sorry, just spin right at the one that's at my front. Now at my front after moving, and I do another attack. Just get my longsword out. Don't you worry. You won't feel a thing. Maybe. 11.
Okay, yeah.
You have 4 kills.
That quite nicely takes that one out. And Bazooka.
It's all adult innuendo. It's all right, Wills.
Oh, he's still alive.
Bazooka.
Okay, I thought it was the other one. I thought he killed. I thought he killed this one.
You've still got one in right in front of you.
I thought he killed. Sorry. So yeah, I'm
You
going
got
to
this one,
swing.
yeah.
Please be a hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I do my damage. 7.
Cool. And you have a hit? Because you'll have 2 hits, won't you?
Yes. I got the just of him this time. Six.
Excellent. So that quite nicely
Kills it.
kills that one. Cool.
Can I just say I'm
Are we out of initiative now?
Yeah, you're now
31 body count.
out of initiative.
Step up as soon as I'm capable to make room for the rest
Yeah.
of the people.
Okay, guys, we are going to leave it there. That's a suitable point to leave it before you venture further down the corridor tonight. So,
I didn't see any.
So we will leave it there, and then we can pick it up next week and see what lurks down the corridor, and whether or not Tenariel actually manages to get down the tube without breaking anything on the way down. So, as always, at the end of the stream, I like to give people the opportunity to say where people can find them. So, Sprocketeer, you are up first.
Well, that was a really good session. Really enjoyed that. Sprocketeer on Twitter. Not really anywhere else, so don't try to look for me.
And Cloud.
Man of mystery, is he?
Cloud said then you can find me on Twitch in the chat and on this fantastic game.
You still might die. Can I just say, no matter how many nice things you say, it does not mean that it gives you protection at all. Okay.
I have
But
resistance
everybody did
and
stay conscious in this round. I don't think I've seen that happen before.
I know.
I have resistance and advantage against poison, so I'm okay.
And Big.
Okay, I am Big Beastie. You can find me anywhere if you go into my Twitch and look under my information section. You'll find me everywhere. You'll also find me on a Tuesday in this channel, in this stream even, on a Tuesday playing some Shadowrun.
Yeah, that is totally correct. I've just given you a shout out there so people can go and follow you. You were last playing Conan Exiles.
That was like years ago, but okay.
Right.
Mucho gracias.
Totally
As they
up
say
to
in
date then.
Taiwan.
And Flat.
Hi guys, my name is Flat Battery. You can find me on my channel on Twitch TV, Flat_Battery. And you can find me there. You can also find me on my Twitter and YouTube. And by the way, big thank you out to InWills for being our DM today, doing another fantastic run of DM. And yeah, here's cheers to you. And by the way, that's not a rubbing you up.
You're still going to die.
Yes.
And,
Again.
and,
Thank you very much.
and finally, the new player tonight, Cryptex.
Well, if one was actually inclined to do so, you can find me on Twitter under cryptex_81. I do not have my own Twitch or YouTube. I occasionally appear on my son's. It's under Rare Fusion with an H for some reason. If you wanted to find me, I'm sometimes on his channel.
Fusion with an H.
I'll put it in the chat.
I was trying to think, where's Fusion?
H?
Oh, I like
Instead of S, it's SH. Yeah.
like that. Last playing Overwatch, good game. Torb Main, I am. And that was interesting, actually, because I was playing Overwatch the other day, doing my Torb Main, and two people actually turned around to me and said, a Torb Main? We thought that only happened, that was a legend. They actually didn't realise that people actually do main Torbjorn, and I do, yes, and mainly because I can't aim, so I just have to do it. But
Build up the rips.
I'm just going to whiz you guys back to the starting screen there, so you.
While that happens, guys, if you wish, I'm going to be playing some RimWorld after this as well. So if you want to join me, you're more action to you, and I hopefully see you there.
Okay, guys.
Cryptex, I just want to say your style. I like your style of playing, but it doesn't apply to me.
Fine. I love the conflict that it creates.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Just to let you know, my name's Inwills. You can find me here as always. Tomorrow at 3:00, I will be playing some Star Wars, and then, as Big B said, on Tuesday I will be playing some Shadowrun with a new adventure with Longshanks and Chugawugga coming along to enjoy the fun. We will be back next Saturday at 8:00. If you wish to press that follow button and come down and see us. I, as always, have to give my thanks out to certain people. Thank you very much to my Game Wisp subscribers, because without them, you wouldn't see all the fancy stuff that you see on this stream, because they and everybody who makes donations to the stream, it all comes back and allows people to enjoy the stream and have a more immersive experience in it. So thank you very much to Road, thank you to Rideron, thank you to Ben, to Summit Horizons, to Cryptex81, and to Meerhawk. Thank you very much and to Echoa, for being a Game Wisp subscriber. Also, thank you very much to my moderators, to Gamer Guy and Chugawugga, and to Lost Dragon Claw, keeping an eye on the chat. Thank you very much to these guys, to Cryptex, to Sprocketeer, to Big Beastie, to Flat Battery, and to Clouterson for coming along, because without them there wouldn't be a D&D game here at all. Thank you also very much to the followers tonight. Thank you to RaiderFern69Z28 and to Morecambe, I think it is, and to Rethex as well. Thank you very much for your follows. It's much appreciated. I do apologise I can't interact with you when I'm doing it, but I'm trying to create the environment here. And thank you very much to you for coming along and viewing the Dungeons and Dragons games. If you have liked what you've seen tonight, then please do press that follow button, and also go around and tell your friends to come along and join us next week, or just stick us on auto host so you can see us playing on your channel, and that would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you for your resubscription, Cryptex. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, so guys, I will be back tomorrow for Star Wars, and then tomorrow night I also have a radio station, which is Wilson Waffling Radio. By all means, search it on Google. I will be doing a show tomorrow night at 8:00 GMT time, which is chilled out music and love songs. Also, please remember that if you're interested in purchasing any of my merchandise, then you can always go along to the shop, and you can see the link there. I need to get some proper D&D ones. I'm thinking about creating a picture of a gnome that says "get off the table," and then doing that. So guys, it only remains for me to say my normal way: have fun, and I'll catch you all later. And until then, consider yourself well and truly waffled. Have fun, guys. Bye.
Bye.